Hello everyone, how you doing? And now for something completely different. I went to pick up my controller instinctively now, and I'm not doing that. It's all mouse today. So, yes, we're going to be doing Dark Souls rankings. Hello Squiffy, how you doing? Ooh, hello Void. Lovely, lovely Void. I like the Void. Alright, let's make up full screen. So, yes. No. Maybe later. We'll see. So, we've got this thing. So, we're going to be ranking every single Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Sekiro, and Elden Ring boss. Because why not? And I have my own little ranking system. So, we've got top tier spanking. We've got Kevin Hype. We've got Sadie GG. We've got Might Want to Roly Poly Away. Rossi disapproves, and for the worst of the worst, I'd rather have my chips nicked. Oh no! So, I guess there's no point dilly-dallying, because we've got a lot of bosses to get through. So we're going to start at the beginning. Big titty girlfriends arrested. We'll get to those, Squiff. We'll get to those. Right. So, it's done in order of games, so we're going to go through Demon Souls first. So, first off, we got the tutorial boss of Demon Souls. The Vanguard, i.e. Big Chungus. What can we say about Vanguard? He's got a big arse. He's very easy, but he is a tutorial boss. He can one-shot you if you're unlucky, but I suppose I had to teach you how to play the game. He does his job well enough. He's not bad. He's not great. He's somewhere in the middle, so good going, Vanguard. Good going. Show me a picture. You got pictures here. I can't really blow it up anymore. It doesn't quite work. It's like the screen gets bigger, but the pictures don't. Can't be asked. Ah dear. All right, Falax. He's a big blobby boy. Sure is. And he's the first real boss of Demon Souls. He's pretty fucking easy. I mean, he splits into lots of smaller enemies, but they're pretty easy as well. If you've got fire bombs, he's a piece of piss. So it's not terrible. It's not great. Is he about average? He's not bad. I want to stick in a bad tier. I think he's going to go in the same tier as Vanguard. He thinks, yeah, stick in there. Speaking of IRA, Armoured Spider. Now, Armoured Spider's got a very cool design, but the boss fight itself is pretty shitty. There's a lot of rolling just to get to him, and when you do get up close and personal, he has a tendency to knock you back and set you on fire. I know you have to roly-poly towards him to get to him, but I think for that reason, I'm going to have to put him in the Might Want to Roly-Poly Away. Cool design wins, yes, but mechanically, it's not that great. If it wasn't for the cool design, it would probably go in Rossi disapproves, sadly. But we're gonna go there. I think just below average. I think is a good place for them. The Fool's Idol. She's got boobs. She's also got several arms, so that could lead to some interesting things. Boss fight itself. Royal Shelf, hello Royal Shelf, how you doing? We're ranking all the Dark Souls bosses. It's going to take a while. So yeah, the Fool's Idol. She teleports around a lot and fights okay, I guess. It's not brilliant. It's kind of like a precursor to some of the later bosses. So yeah, I think GG again. Egg. We like it. Whoa, that's loud. Well, wow, how the hell do I pronounce that? Photon's on the second is rating. Well, thank you very much. And you followed as well. Excellent. I second the call for Egg. Hey, friends in that. Thank you, Laura. Hello, friends. Call me Photo. Photo. Hello, Photo. How you doing? I'm trying something new. I'm trying a Dark Souls ranking list. Yeah, it's going great so far. Ah! Hello, race car. How you doing? Alright, next one. Adjudicator. Whoa! Race cover the follow as well. Dark Souls is painful. I love Souls. I like Souls a lot. Souls is like my favourite thing, apart from Resident Evil, maybe. I don't know. I like a lot of things. Look at that. It's 375 followers. Fuck me. We're doing great. You know what? Before I move on, I love it. It's still pain. Oh, yeah. Pain's part of the fun, though. Let's give a quick shout out to Photo. Thank you for the raid. There we go. Sweet. Thank you very much. Right then. Moving on. The Adjudicator is really, really easy. He's a big, chunky lad. He's got a bird on his head, and you bonk it. It's rather disappointing. There's not much you can really say about it. Just hit him in the weak point until he falls over. The design's alright, but the fight itself is lacking. The old hero. The old hero can be quite a good boss fight. But if you've got the Fees Ring equipped, you can cheese him, because he's blind in-game. And you can like sort of sneak around him. Hello, Cozy. Stabby stab dies. Yeah, that's pretty much how the runs go. Oh yeah, I'm continuing Elden Ring. Shield only tomorrow. Yay. That's less stabby. Old hero. You can go there. That music's a bit loud, isn't it? Oh man. Why have you suddenly gotten louder? No, it's gotten louder still. There we are. That's better. Yeah, the old hero is a pretty good boss fight, all things considered. Thank you for the lurk. Row shelf. Dirty Colossus. He's a titan made of poo. Boss fight's alright, I guess. He's very easy, but I think it's because the area beforehand is a complete bitch. So, just for that reason, I'm going to put into roly-poly away because I never want to go to that area ever again, as long as I live. But I know I'm going to, because I'm going to end up playing Demon Souls again. You're experimenting with apocalypse food. I've got 2 scoops of freeze-dried mac and cheese and 2 scoops of freeze-dried chili. Ooh. Are you going to put them together, or are you going to eat them separately? That's the question. It smells amazing. I'm a genius. Well, hats off to your genius. Just be careful you don't eat the frozen credit card you got in the freezer. Penetrator. She's your typical dude in armor fight, but he's fun to fight, and he's called the Penetrator. So, for that reason alone, I think he goes in the Kevin Height tier. Thanks, McAfee. Protection has ended. I know. Why do you keep telling me? I'm not renewing it. Honestly. Dragon Guard. He's a big fuck-off dragon. His boss fight's really shit. It's basically Metal Gear Solid minus the fun. And you just fire 2 ballistas at him. And that's it. That's the fight. And then you just poke his chin a bit. It's awful. And you can pretty much kill you in one hit if he spots you. And I hate that. That's the worst aspect of any stealth section. In a game that doesn't really have stealth sections. Why? Forget it. Sorry, Dragon God. You're going in the I'd rather have my chips next section. Dear me. The old monk. Conceptually, the old monk is cool. Because it's one of the first games that really did like online PvP as a boss. I could God of War about it. Yeah, but it's really shit. So the old monk can be good or bad. It depends. If you're playing online, you can play against a real person, then it's alright. If you're playing on your own, then it's pretty standard. I mean, it's not a terrible fight, but it's... I don't know. If you're fighting against someone else, it can go up to the Kevin height, but as it stands, if you're playing offline, say to GG. I think is the best place for him to go. Yeah, stick you there, son. The Storm King. Conceptually, he looks amazing, especially in the PS5 remake. Storm King looks amazing. You really get a sense of scale. Shadowbeam! Hello, Shadowbeam. How you doing? You've got access to all the new emotes. I hope you like them. This boss fight's alright. You basically run to get a sword. And once you get the sword, you've got the win button. Because you just slash him a few times. But getting there is kind of fun. You got loads of these little minions. Plus, later on down the line, if you get to that boss first, then you can farm for the rest of the game. Is it a bird? Nearly, Squiffy. It's like a giant manta ray, but it flies. And honestly, I really like this boss. So, I'm going to put it above average. But I think that's more of a personal taste, just because I really like the design. Storm King can go in the Kevin Hype section. And the Maiden Astraya, who really, her god's the true boss fight. And he's alright. He's really easy. You can just go up to him, bonk him once, back out, and then just bonk him again. It's a piece of cake. If you talk to the maiden herself, she just commits suicide. So, just get into the thing. But the whole area is also full of toxic and poison. So, like the Dirty Colossus, it's the same area. So you can get poisoned all the time, and I hate that shit. So, for that reason, Maiden Astraya, you're going in the roly-poly away section. I'm sorry. If it weren't for that area, you'd be alright. King of Lance. He's pretty much the true final boss. Good God, that's about death for me. Right. Wow. Why are the alerts so loud today? I'll do nothing different. Is the desktop audio really loud? Just draw that down a few. That's better. Right, don't deafen me. Oh, that I've worked out why. I've got my laptop on full blast. Whoops. I wonder why everything was so loud. I'm a fucking idiot. I mean, I can crank that up a bit. Just a bit. Just a bit. There we go. I wonder why sounds rough. How's the ranking going? So far, so good. We've only got this far. We've got all of this to go. A Dirty Colossus sounds like something I'd have to pay someone to do to me. Quite avoid. Alright. King of Lance. Yeah, the boss fight is alright. He's probably the TP top tier of Demon Souls, and he's like the true final boss, apart from the actual final boss. But the fight mechanically is pretty sound. So he can go in the Kevin Hype section. King of Lance, the actual final boss, is really fucking disappointing. All it is a worm that's on the floor. It just flops around a bit. It doesn't really fight back. He doesn't do anything wrong to make the fight terrible. He just doesn't do anything. He's not like Dragon God where you can just one-shot him. It's bullshit. You can actually bonk him. I think he can hit you, but I've never been hit by him. I don't even let him. And I was about to say that's all the Demon Souls bosses, but it's not. There's some over here for some reason. Oh well. Well, I may as well do it in order. Why are you there? Yeah, there's like 4 random Dark Souls one, and then Demon Souls again. That's weird. I can't see the whole title. Which games are we doing? So, Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and Elden Ring. The whole shebang. Yeah. And the Chipmunks. Ah, man. I'll rank them one day. There's only 3 of them. It won't take long, will it? Are we including, the chap's name, whose name I can't remember? Yes, Dave. Are we including Dave with that? I could bump it up to 4 to rank. Leechmonger, again, is in that sodding area. Same area as these. So, sorry, Leechmonger. Vicar Amelia! Oh, we'll get to her. She's a little ways off yet. Yeah, Leechmonger's fine. He regenerates health. He's in the poison swamp area, so actually, no, he regenerates health, don't you? Fuck off. Goddamn one. The Tower Knight. Tower Knight looks badass. It's a fun fight. He's not quite top tier, but he's pretty fun. You just hack away at his heels and he falls over. And then you kill the guys on the towers. Although he's all that complex to fight, he's not like these ones. It's pretty easy. But I put Storm King there. The Storm King's not much mechanically. Oh, let's pop in there. Big Chipmunks, Rescue Rangers movies. It is, isn't it? I watched it the other week. I talked about it in the podcast. The Squiff. The post-credit scene with the extra character got a fucking huge laugh out of me. More than it should have done. Hold on, that's Dark Souls. Just give me the rest. Flame Lurker. Flame Lurker's an excellent boss. He moves around a lot, he's quite aggressive. You have to be on your proper A game to beat him. So just for that reason alone. He goes in the top tier spanking list, Flame Lurker. Probably the best boss in Demon Souls, so if they're making it that high, he's going up there soon. Shadow Do It, it's really, really good. Man-Eaters. Man-Eaters I don't like very much. Man-Eaters fly off and you spend a lot of time waiting. And you can easily fall off the arena you're fighting on. And their AI is bought. Even in the remake, they haven't fixed the AI. They kind of like get stuck on geometry and that. Or spend ages not attacking you. I want to like them, but they're just not that good. They're just not that good. They're very close to going in that. But at least the fight itself is not bullshit. It's like broken, but it's like works in your favour, if that makes sense. So yeah. If you're wondering about the musics, I'll just put the Dark Souls 2 soundtrack on. I didn't want to put anything I could probably get copyright claimed on, but I figured Dark Souls soundtrack in the background would work for this. It's in the game, so... He's a man-eater. Correct. I know the song. Alright, is that all the Demon Souls bosses? I feel like we're missing one. Is it going to pop up later? Oh, we'll get there eventually. Okay, Simon Demon. The first tutorial boss in Dark Souls. It's alright. Just the same job as the Vanguard, really, so... Really, it's gotta go there. Just teaches you how to play the game. Taurus Demon is... He gets dropped down to standard of regular enemy later in the game. And it's alright, it's like the first true boss of Dark Souls. It's not terrible. Not great. There's going to be an awful lot going to the GG section, I feel, at the end of this. It's fine mechanically, it's fine. First used to drop on his head. There's lots of ways you can deal with him. So yeah, he's fine. Belfry Gargoyles, on the other hand, they're like man-eaters, but better. And you can summon Solaire from. And any fight with Solaire gets better. I mean, you fight Taurus Demon, but you can fight Belfry Gargoyles early as well, so... What makes something crap? Generally speaking, if the fight itself is broken or does absolute bullshit, like Dragon God, where he can just one-shot you, it's basically a stealth game, in a game that shouldn't have stealth in it. And you don't actually really fight him, it's just firing 2 ballistas at him. So, it's just crap. I know. Because he looks cool in the intro. You actually get there and he's... shit. Belgolas. I quite like Belgolas, to be honest with you. You start off with one of them, then it goes into 2, and you're like, oh shit son, there's 2. And it's proper wet your pant moments. So, yeah, I think that goes in the Kevin Hype section. Kappa Demon. Like the Taurus Demon, gets demoted to a regular enemy later on in the game. But we all know, anyone that's played the game, the Kappa Demon is not the real boss. The real boss is the 2 dogs that are in the arena with him. And you know what? It's kind of bullshit. Because it kind of feels like RNG. And sometimes you just go to the arena and they just run at you. And it's kind of hard to get a flow going. Sometimes you just wander in and you'll be fine. Other times, no. And because of that, I'm going to have to put him in the Rossi Disapprove section. Because even when you clear out the dog, it's pretty easy. Again, it's just like a standard enemy, so... meh. Gaping Dragon. A.K.A. Heart Surgery Dragon. Yeah. Top tier for me. He looks cool. His intro's cool. Hell, it's a giant dragon with his ribcage open and he goes on his back and it's just a lot of fun. It looks cool. It plays cool. What more can I say? It's cool. Kesrush Quailag, i.e. Rule 34 Dark Souls. Really? Giant Spider, Lava Arena, the poison area beforehand. Thank you for the Sonic Boom. Yeah, the poison area beforehand is a bit shite in Blighttown. Otherwise, she'll be nearer here, but because of the run up to her, especially if you keep dying, it's a bit shit. She's going to go in the Kevin Hype section. It's quite a fun fight. Moonlight Butterfly. If you're playing a melee character, you can't hit the Moonlight Butterfly until she lands. So it's more of a waiting game. And even then, she's only got like 3 attacks. And you just pretty much sit there twiddling your thumbs. If you're playing a magic build, it's not so bad. But it's pretty easy, but it doesn't do anything outright offensive. Might want to roly-poly away. I think it's the best place I can put that one. It's a butterfly. Iron Golem. Straight middle tier. His fight's fine. You have to go. He's at the top of Sen's Fortress, which is a long and painful area. Getting back to him is not too bad. Again, the arena can be a bit shitty. He's one of these bosses that can pick you up, and if you're unlucky, he can just throw you to your doom immediately. Which I know is part of the gimmick, but it kind of knocks it down a peg or two for me. So you can just get shitty luck. But yeah, it's fine. Stray Demon. Well, Stray Demons is pretty much just a silent demon again, it's just a bit tougher. It literally is just a copy and paste. And because it's the same fight, essentially, I can't really knock it down or up. I think it's just pretty much got to stay in the same tier. I mean, it's the same, it's just a little bit harder, more health. Although that's... It does have an AoE attack, which is bullshit sometimes. Only sometimes. No, you can stay there. There. Crossbeams Priscilla. She goes invisible, don't you know? First half of the fight's alright. It's like a mechanic which you don't really use outside of any other part of the game. I can't even think of the top of my head any other boss that does something similar. Although, once you've got the gimmick down, the second half of the fight's a piece of piss. It's really, really easy. Like, you didn't really put up much of a fight. So the first half's pretty good. Second half, not so much. Yeah, so, again, I think this is the GG section. It's unique, yeah, but it's... Oh, speaking of Sonic Drown, I went to see how much Sonic Origins is on PlayStation. Because I thought, hey, it might only be a tenner like Sonic Mania is. It's 32 fucking quid. What a load of bollocks that is. 32 quid for games? No, thank you. I'm as big as Sonic fan as they come, but that's too much. Why do I want 32 quid for it? Sonic Mania was like 15 quid brand new. Why? Sonic Origins 32 quid. That's absolute crap. Anyway, that's my little soapbox. Now back to the other soapbox. Darksome Gwyndolin. Well, I hope you pack your sneakers, because you're going to be running quite a lot for this fight. And when you get there, they teleports away. I've not heard anything amazing about the Sonic game. The new one, it's basically just 4 games packaged together, just remastered. But, yeah. I don't really like Darksome Gwyndolin. I don't like the mechanic. I don't like the concept running towards it. If your damage output's really high, then you can probably get it in a couple of cycles, but it can do massive damage to you if he snipes you as well. And if you've been in the fight for what feels like 20 years trying to catch up with him, it's a bit shit. So, sorry, Gwyndolin, you're going there. Alright, the big one. The one that probably everyone knows, even if you've not played Dark Souls. Dragon Slayer Ornstein, Executionist Smo. Ornstein and Smo. It's the boss fight. Fight. I feel like that's a minute too late. Should be doing that when we're talking about Dark Souls. Alright, Ornstein and Smo. In every Souls game since, they've tried to copy this fight every time. And there's a reason for that. It's fucking great. I appreciate the bees. Yeah. Come on, they're iconic. Everyone and their mums knows who these are, even if they've not played Souls. And if you don't know who they are, then go and play Souls, for God's sake. What are you doing? Are you playing it? Great Grey Wolf Sith. Sith is a big dog with a sword in its mouth. Good girl. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? If anyone wants to argue that placement, you're wrong. Good doggo. That was an easy one. 4 Kings. The run up to was bullshit. They're more of a DPS test than anything. They look cool, but I don't like them very much. They're a bit of a pain in the ass. Once you get there on any run, you're like, I'll do the 4 Kings again. The boss fight itself isn't bad, but it's not stellar. I'm gonna put them in might want to roly-poly away, because that's pretty much what you want to do. I prefer them to these ones. Put it that way. Seath the Scaleless, the Blind Dragon. He's really easy. But you can do curse damage. And curse damage is a bitch if you ever suffer from it. If you don't know what curse damage does, it outright kills you. And when you come back again, you have permanent half health until you find a certain item to cure it. It's a bit bullshit. I hate curse. And the fight itself is fine. Lore-wise, it's cool. Big old blind dragon who, a bit like the Dragon God really, but better. Yeah, let's stick you there. You're alright. You'd be high if it weren't for curse, because I bloody hate curse. Pinwheel! The actual easiest boss in the whole series. And everyone dunks on him for that. I don't know. He's kind of a meme. He's like so shit, like everyone dunks on him. I mean, his boss fight's not great, and it's really easy. He's got like 1 health, or so it seems. But I have seen Zero Lenny, the YouTuber, die to him one time, so spot you there, son. Let's give you the attention you deserve. I feel bad for him too. That's why he's going to Kevin Hype. Normally it'd be like down here. I think you'll find on real Twitch channels, it'll probably be down here. I'm going to put him there, in the hype section. Well done, Pinwheel. And you drop the Rite of Kindling, which allows you to carry more Estus if you beat him, so yeah.
Stop! Stop! He's already dead!
That Homer no at the end gets me every time. Gravelord Nito. The design is top tier. I love the design of Gravelord Nito. First of the dead. He's got a cloak made of skelly boys. He floats. He's got a big fucking sword. I like him very much. But the boss fight is a bit to be desired. Design-wise, it'd go here. Boss fight, though, and the run-up to him is a bit bullshit. So, he's got skeletons in his boss room that sort of regenerate if you don't use holy damage. They keep coming back. It's not an awful fight, but it's not great. Hello there again. We like big swords and we cannot like. True. Again, I think the GG section is the best way for him. I think the design, if it wasn't for the cool design, it might be there. But we're going to stick in there just for the design alone. I've put like 0 thought into this. It's purely on what I've played. Ceaseless Discharge. Again, the design's great, but the boss fight's shit. He's really cool looking, but the boss fight can be cheesed so easily. But even without the cheese, I don't know, it's not much you can really do. What I normally do is there's 2 ways of cheesing him. You can either run back to the boss fight, and there's a glitch where he just like falls and dies, or you can do what I do, is hide in the tunnel at the back, and every time he does his slam attack, you just hit his big old tentacle. Again, cool design, but boss fight is shit. So, I'm sorry, Ceaseless. You're going to have to go in that one. See, Gravelord Nito's fight is actually better, because you actually, like, full-on fight him. That one, you spend more time hiding than anything. Yes, I do. Demon Fire Sage. Demon Fire Sage is just yet another copy and paste of the Silent Demon and Stray Demon, except this one's red flavoured. And if I'm sticking with the same rules of, like, it's pretty much the same boss. You may as well just go in the same section. So why not? There's no reason not to. Ooh, I know this fight. Centipede Demon! I don't like this boss fight at all. The arena's crap. The arena's full of lava which can kill you very, very quickly. Again, Centipede Demon, cool design. But the camera goes absolutely bananas. It's one of those where you can be in a small arena. If you're fighting like where you're meant to start, the camera doesn't know what to look at, and you spend most of the time staring at the floor or at the ceiling and not at the boss. So mechanically, there. Still better than the Dragon Lord though. Bed of Chaos. I never want to fight the Bed of Chaos ever again, ever.
That is one big pile of shit.
Yes! That is the best song I can make for Bed of Chaos. It really is. If you don't know what Bed of Chaos is, it takes about 3 years to get there, and it just instantly kills you if it feels like it. All you do is hit 2 orbs at the side of the boss and then run towards it and hit the thing in the middle. That should be easy, and for the first one it is. And then the floor just like disappears, kills you instantly. It just has sweepy arms which kills you instantly by knocking you into pits. It's basically, if the game decides you win, you win. Otherwise you just lose, and there's nothing you can really do about it. Even with high poise, bigger shield, it don't give us shots. It just fucks you. So sorry, Bed of Chaos. I know like everyone puts Pinwheel down here because of memes, but I'm putting you down here because you truly are shit. If not possibly the worst in the entire series, so spoiler. Gwyn, Lord of Cinder, the last boss in Dark Souls. If you can parry, you'll have an easy time. If you can't parry, you're gonna have a hard time. Do I have a Moobot alert for your podcast? No. I need to get on that. There is a link below in the About section. So yeah, I need to do that. Thank you for reminding me, Shadow. Yeah, we did our latest episode on video game weapons, which released just on Monday, and it was fun. Gwyndolin Cinder. This fight's fine. It is a hard fight. Is he brilliant? It's pretty good. I mean, it's the last boss, isn't he? That's what it all boils down to. So, if it weren't for him, there wouldn't be much of a game. So, just for that, it's going to go in the Kevin Hype section. Sanctuary Guardian. Piece of piss once you get the timing down. Difficult if not. Yeah, it's pretty epic. Plus, everyone likes the music to it. Blink, blink, blonk. Yep. Sanctuary Guardian. It's fine. I haven't got much to say about Sanctuary Guardian. It's an easy enough fight. Just flaps around a bit. Shoots some lightning at you. You just bonk it back. It's fine. That dragon can meet, on the other hand. Oh, it's a big angry dragon. It's actually... So Black Dragon Canopy is like the last boss in the DLC, kind of. So he's got a lot of weight behind him and he's quite a difficult fight. Is he amazing? It's not as good as these in my opinion. But he's definitely going to go in the Kevin Hype section. He does one move called Calamity, which is a bit bullshit. Which forces you to take double damage for a while. But it's quite a fun fight. It's got to be said. It feels earned that he's like the last boss of the DLC. Knight Artorias. I rather like Knight Artorias. He might be one of the best bosses in the entire series. He's going there. In fact, look, I have a mini little figure of Knight Artorias. I don't know if that's coming up on cam because my cam's about 5 years behind apparently. But there he is. There he is. There he is. Hi. Look at the reflections. Oh, there he is. Oh, look at him. Look at him. So yeah, Knight Artorias is going in that section. And he'll know more about it. Yeah, he's a very, very good egg. His boss fight's tight. Like, you've got to be like really on point to beat him. It's not stupidly difficult. And like, but trying to get it. It's more of a case of trying to get the hits in. Like, if he hits you, it's not like the end of the world. It's not like one-shot damage. But, like, chip damage over time will add up, I find. It's just trying to get your windows into hitting back. So, it basically forces you to be great at the game. And it is a mega satisfying win. Yes, it is. So, I know a lot of people say he's probably the best boss in Souls, but there's a reason for that. Manus, Father of the Abyss. Kind of the true boss, final boss. I know as I said Black Dragon Calamity is, but he's optional. Manus isn't. This may be horrible, but I'm going to put him in the Sailor GG bit. I need some new shoes. When you get some new shoes, may I recommend the Assassins, the fictional ones from The Simpsons? Because I'm not very good at shoes. I think you should treat yourself, Squiff. Get the nicest ones going. Preferably ones with soles. Not like your old shoes. Master of the Abyss. It's fucking hard. Probably a bit too difficult, to be honest. I've only beat him in once. In all my playthroughs. I normally get to that point and think, yeah, that's it, I've done the main game now, I've had enough. I like do these bosses and it's like, oh, I can't be arsed, man. So, yeah. It's good. It's very, very difficult. Top tier Spanky. Littlest Juice! Hello, Littlest Juice. How you doing? Alright, that was all the Dark Souls bosses. So, yeah, it's these weird Gaping Dragon going all the way up there, but I really like it. So we're moving on to Dark Souls 2. You may have noticed I've played Dark Souls 2 on this channel once or twice. I may have even started my career off playing that. And hello. So let's go with the Last Giant. The Last Giant, the first boss, is kind of like the test, testing the waters to see if any challenge runs I'm doing are actually viable. If you get up to him and it's just not working, then you know you're not going to win. But I have a good time with him. He's not great. He's not crap. And again, he's like the first boss, so what more can you say about him? GG for you. GG, Last Giant. The Pursuer. Again, it's an enemy that pops up repeatedly throughout the playthrough. But there is a certain air of menace around him. And I actually quite like the fight. Again, it's one of those where you got to get your timings down really well. And honestly, to start off with, if you go for the Pursuer first, he's very tough. If you leave it for a little bit later, he's not so bad. You like wander off, but if you're going like the route the game sort of wants you to go, then it's quite a tough fight. I know he gets recycled later on, but for the first sort of second boss, I mean, it's pretty dope. Play for all these games. That's a Spanky and shout. Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. I like all of them. If I had to pick, I don't know, Shadow. They're all good. I tell you what, I think what I'll decide it is once I've gone through all this list of bosses, we can see which one has the best, like, the highest amount of best bosses, and then we can rank it that way. I guess that'll give us our answer, won't it? So, yeah, I call them. Dragonrider. Now, Dragonrider's generally a piece of piss. He's not hard, but I'm going to give him bonus points because if you ever do a challenge run, you can beat him without even fighting him. And I'm going to give him the highest spot just because you can cheese him to get a load of souls at the beginning of any run, and it helps out massively. If it weren't for Dragonrider here, I wouldn't have been physically able to do any of my challenge runs, including the first one I ever did on this channel. So, if not for him, I probably wouldn't be here now. Fuck it, top tier. I don't care what people say. I don't care. Not for Dragonrider. We won't be here. Thanks, Dragonrider. If it weren't for you, I won't be able to cheese the game. The Old Dragon Slayer. The Old Dragon Slayer is essentially Unseen from this Unseen and Stove boss fight. It's just one half of it, but it's piss easy.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
I agree. It is perfectly balanced. If that's really good, then half of really good is halfway there. So, whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, Old Dragon Slayer. I guess. The Lost Sinner. You can fight the Lost Sinner in Pure Darkness if you want, and it makes the fight a bit harder, but only because of lock-on. But honestly, if you practice the boss enough, like I did, it's actually really easy. That's an MVV boss was standing behind, no problem. Lost Sinner is actually surprisingly easy. It's not tough. I don't know, it's just kind of there. There is a bit of a build-up because it's one of the harder bosses, but I don't know. I'm thinking middle of the road. There's going to be an awful lot of middle of the road bosses. Isn't there? This music is adding so much gravitas to the list, and this is perfect because this is Executioner's Chariot. This is a Dark Souls 2 OST, and we're ranking the Dark Souls 2 bosses. So I think it works. In fact, it's this music to this particular boss fight, which is a great time to bring it up. Executioner's Chariot, this is your theme. I like the Executioner's Chariot as a design. Boss fight itself, though, really bad. So, to get to the boss fight, it's about an hour run to get there. Then when you get in, you've basically just got to run even further to hit a switch to
I've got to get out of here. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Stewardess, please let me handle this.
I've got to get...
Calm down. Now get back to your seat.
I am in my seat, and don't call me Shirley. Yeah, the boss fight is pretty disappointing. It's not terrible, but it's basically hitting the switch. But you do at least get to fight him. The regenerating skeletons are a bit shitty now, but it's not broken like these. One of these soundless, I can see why. I can see sound. Skeleton Lords. They're alright. Bonk one at a time. They bring out more skeletons. You bonk them a bit. They're fine, but they're completely inoffensive. They're like as middle as the road as you can possibly get. Covetous Demon is a piece of piss. And I tell you what, Covetous Demon is another boss that gets dunked on. But I'm going to give it Kevin Hype status, purely because I've never ever ever died to it. And it's basically just 3 souls. And 3 souls is good souls. Plus, it's a meme. It's Jabba the Hutt. Come on. Make a drink, no problem. I'm sure most people will be up in arms about that, but it's my list. Mifa, the Baneful Queen. Now, there's 2 ways of fighting her. You can either destroy her windmills and you get rid of the poison in the area, or you don't know that, have poison in the area, which is bullshit. If you're fighting her normally, then yeah, you might want to really pull you away, but if you drain the poison pool, make the fight a bit less bullshit, go into the GG one. But by default, it's not. You have to go out your way for that. So, and the boss isn't much to write home about. So, I think roly-poly arrays is the best area for that. Smelter Demon. The true boss fight is getting into this sodding boss room. The fight's fine, but just getting to him is a pain in the ass. So, to get to him in the old Iron Keep, you have to get through a fog door, but it's guarded by a ton of soldiers, and I mean a ton. And if you've got any chance of getting there, you've got to stand your ground and fight and kill every single one of them. Even if you just leave a handful alive, they'll just come up and stab you in the bum. I know that's not technically the boss fight's fault, but you have to do it in order to get there. Plus the fight itself is just fine. But because of all the bullshit, which is pretty much how you have to get to him anyway, it's going to go there. If it was a crap boss as well, it'd drop down here. The Old Iron King. Yeah, you're going here, son. Again, run up to him. There really isn't one. You just sort of go there. But the boss fight is somewhere between really easy and bullshit. There's a little lava pit in the room, and it seems no matter what you do, half the time, you sort of, it's like a black hole, you sort of gravitate towards it, whether you want to or not. And the Old Iron King does put you in there. Plus he doesn't put up much of a fight. The boss itself isn't the boss. It's the little lava pit that's the boss. He just like slams his fist down and then waits there for about 30 years for you to hit him. So, yeah. Sorry, old Iron King, you're going there. Scorpioness Najka. It's alright. Not brilliant. She hides underground a lot. When you get to like half health. I don't know, mechanically it's a fun enough fight. It didn't do anything too groundbreaking. Apart from when she breaks the ground, oddly enough. I don't know, middle tier methinks. You can make it laughably easy if you get the summon thrower as well. In fact, you can summon 2 guys to Scorpioness. It's a bit overkill, really. Royal Rat Authority. This Royal Authority suffers from the same problem as Capra Demon does. I.e., there's a load of enemies in the arena that fight you first, and they can petrify you, which is like an instant death. And the boss fight itself is shit. All it does is jump around a bit and slash at you. But you're lucky to get that far if the enemies in the arena decide that you die first. And if you trigger all of them, I mean, God help you, I don't think you're winning unless you're very, very lucky. So yeah. And again, another one that's kind of RNG like Capra Demon, so you're going on the same tier. Alright. The Prowly Magus. Piss easy boss. Really easy. It's basically just normal enemies. They do give a Titanite slab, which is nice if you beat them. But yeah. They're really crap. They're just bad. They're not that bad. But they're bad. They're quite bad. They just sort of sit there and wait for you to kill them. Dukes the Freya. The run up to it is a pain in the arse. It takes about 30 years to get there. But when you do, I don't know. I think it's a giant spider with 2 heads. I quite like that design. I think the fight's pretty good myself. Easy if you got summons, of course. But you basically bonk its arse and the head at the same time, so I don't know. It looks cool. And the fight itself is, yeah, it's pretty good. You got little spider enemies in the arena with you as well, but they're not a problem. Not like these ones that petrify you or just rush you straight away. They take the time to fight you like you would any other enemy. And yeah, I just like the design. Big old spider. Yeah, that gets a win. That gets a win. It's certainly better than the armor spider. Royal Rat Vanguard. It's just rats. And they can petrify you. You fight one big rat with a mohawk, which is the true final boss of that fight. Hello, Shadowwing. Hello, Nordic gamers. Rats. Yeah, but I know rats should go top tier, but the fight is terrible. It's really bad. Sorry. Petrify is a bitch. So, yeah. Sorry, Shadow. If there are good rats, they go up there, but the bad rats. They're like the Goebbels of rats. No, it is Siberian hamster. One. I'm sorry. I can't in good conscience. It's not like good boy, good girl Sif here. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? Shadow, trust me. You play it, you'll agree. Hello, Stephicus. How you doing? I say hi, one. Hope you're doing well. There's a lot on you tonight. I approve of this. Hi, everyone. Do gym leaders next. I might do Stephicus. I might do. Oh, actually, Stephicus, I thought if this goes well, and I get another 37 subs, I was going to actually do the Pokemon from like each generation, like do Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. Right, the tier list of just the Pokemon. But we'll get to that. Flexile Sentry is perfectly serviceable. It does have a cool mechanic where the longer the fight goes, the harder it gets, because you start to like the water level goes up and it gets harder. But the fight itself is fine. Nothing to write home about. So I would probably drop it there, but just because of the one-off mechanic, it bumps it up a point. Yeah, I can see and understand, yeah. Yeah, it's cool. It's like if the worse you are, the harder it gets, but in a sort of fair way. Ruined Sentinels. They're not that bad, but they're not great either. It'd love to be around for the Pokemon tier. Well, I will definitely do that then. I don't know when. Maybe I might do it next week. Maybe next Thursday. We'll see. Ruined Sentinels. The run-up's a pain in the arse. If you go 3-on-1, it's a pain in the arse. You need a fragrant Vendrick Vendrick to even get to the boss fight in the Scholar of the First edition, but not the regular edition, oddly enough. Yeah, and again, later on, they're just copy and pasted enemies, so might want to roly-poly away for those. Belfry Gargoyles is kind of like Bell Gargoyles, except there's 5 of them instead of 2. But it's just a copy of that fight, but not as good. Middle of the road, not terrible. It is essentially that fight, but that fight's got so much more weight behind it than that one, and they're optional. Not terrible, but they're just there. Sailor GG. The Rotten. Again, the Rotten is quite an easy fight, but if it weren't for the Rotten, I wouldn't be able to do certain challenge runs, because that's a late game boss you can farm easily and gives you like over 1 million souls in order to progress the rest of the game. How many currently in the top tier? 6 are in the top tier, and I'd argue one of them is a joke, but it's my list. Okay, the Rotten's kind of got the same thing as the Dragonrider going, but it is better boss fight. No, not as much. It doesn't mean as much as Dragonrider. I would put it in the hype section, which I know is quite high for the Rotten, but I quite like the Rotten fight. Plus, he's a big blobby boy made out of lots of different body parts, and his eye is someone's head. So yeah, that's that. Dragon Riders. It's like Dragon Riders, but now there's 2. Now there are 2 of them. Except they're shit. They're going down here. I suppose that's where that one should be, but if not for him, I wouldn't be able to do certain challenge runs, which bumps it up to God right here. These, on the other hand, are much later in the game, and for some reason, in a very important area of the game, Drangleic Castle, they just basically copied and pasted an enemy, and all the gravitas is just gone. You think, oh, I'm going to fight this big old castle. It's got to be someone important, right? And it's just like, hello, did you see my mate earlier has wandered off? And you fight them, and it's really, really underwhelming. In fact, the second one, the Wonder Bow's got like 1 hit point. So, Looking Glass Knight. Looking Glass Knight is cool looking. He can summon PvP people to fight you if you're playing online, which can make the fight difficult or hard. A bit like a Freaka follow-up to the Old Monk, but done better. The actual fight's decent. The music's good. The atmosphere's good. Well, yeah, but it's a fun mechanic. The atmosphere's really good. It feels like, because it's in the same area as these guys. In fact, it's the boss afterwards. This feels like the boss you should be fighting. And actually, because of the design and how you fight it, and the whole atmosphere behind it, I'm going to put Looking Glass Knight as top tier. Although I've only ever died to it once, and that was on my last playthrough. I really like the Looking Glass Knight. I think it's pretty cool. There's a lot of dudes in armors, boss fights, but he's the exception. I know, wow. Demon of Song. Big evil frog. You spend a lot of time waiting around. Plus it's in Shrine of Amana. I fucking hate Shrine of Amana. You may have noticed that from my previous playthroughs of Dark Souls 2. If the boss fight was terrible, he'd go there. But it's fine. Just for being in Shrine of Amana alone, you're going there. I mean, frog. It's a demonic frog, but the fight's not much to write home about. I get to him is just a pain in the dick. Or pain in the tits. Whatever genital parts you want. Is a pain in it. Velstat and the Royal Aegis. He's in a cool area of the game. His boss fight's pretty good. Let's stick him in Kevin Hype section. Yeah. I remember the first time doing my stream on him, he took me ages to kill. And on subsequent playthroughs, I found easy ways of dealing with him. I just like the boss fight mechanically, it's just fun. So yeah, it's another dude in armor, but his moveset's fairly versatile. You got to be on your A game to take him down. He's not one you can sort of like power through. Like some bosses, like you can, if your stats are high enough, you can sort of like tank the damage and just keep at him. But that's not one of those bosses you've really got to try. So yeah, that rates him above mid tier to the higher tier. Vendrick. Vendrick has a metric fuck ton of HP, and you've got to do a massive side quest in order to even be able to fight him properly. His fight can go on for ages, and all he does is swing a sword around a bit. He's got like 2 attacks, and they can one-shot you. So, if there's nothing worse than being in a fight for absolutely ages, and then you just get one shot when you've got him down to like 1 HP. There's nothing worse. I mean, lore-wise, he's very important, because he's like the king. But, the fight itself, there's nothing to it. It just takes forever, so... I'm sorry, Vendrick, I'm going to have to put you in the Rusty Disappears section. Sorry, mate. Dark Lurker. Dark Lurker, again, has got a big side quest tied to it. But, and it's a big but, boss fight's good. It's kind of worth it of a boss fight. And he can clone himself as well at half health. Was it like 3/4 health? And just makes the boss fight that much more intense. It's not like stupidly hard, but it's not easy either. I think it's perfectly balanced as all things should be. So I'm going to put you there, Sunshine. Plus, I like your design. The whole hooded monk with like Satan angel wings is pretty cool. The Guardian Dragon. The boss that time forgot. I fought the Guardian Dragon every time I played Dark Souls 2, which is a lot, and I always forget he's even a thing. He's just there. Has anyone who's played Dark Souls 2 ever died to Guardian Dragon? It's a joke. It really is. He's like the most anemic, half-assed dragon you've ever fought. But he's still not as bad as the Dragon God. So yeah. The Ancient Dragon is fucking bullshit. I know, another dragon. Why are the dragons so low? Right, the Ancient Dragon, like Vendrick, has a shit ton of HP. It can one-shot in 1 hit. The difference is, he's a lot harder to deal with, but that doesn't make it better. It makes it more annoying. And it's a bloody massive run to get to him again. Vendrick, you can just pretty much get to in a few seconds. Him, you got like another minute run just to get to him. And you'll go in the boss room and he just goes, oh hello, and just kills you immediately. And takes about 8 years to kill. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. Sorry, Ancient Dragon, you're going right bottom tier, mate. Sorry. Plus, you make me go miles out the way near endgame just to pick up 1 item and then I'll just fuck off again. Giant Lord. I actually like the Giant Lord's arena. I know it sounds mental, but if you're grinding, it's a great place to be. You get so much experience knocking around there. Like, a ton. And it's an easy boss fight. But there's not much to say about him mechanically. Like, once you've reached him, like half the boss fights just getting to him, because in the boss arena it's like there's an ongoing fight and there's like ballists of fire coming towards you and a giant head rolls like off a statue towards you, and that's more of the boss fight than the actual boss fight is. So the run up to is pretty good, but him himself is like once you've got there, you've practically won. You just slashes it at angles and he just like sweeps the sword occasionally. It's a doddle. I probably would put him here, but just because the actual run up to him's like a bit of a spectacle, I'm gonna pop him under GG. That mid tier. The Throne Watcher and Defender. Unseen Smoke Pot D. And they're not very good. They would be better if not for one mechanic. Once you knock one down, after I think 30 seconds, the other one will revive them. And it's bullshit. So just for that, roly-poly away. When they're fighting you, they've got 2 stages, and the fight itself is fine. But reviving their friends, especially if you're doing it solo and you're doing a dumbass challenge like I did, oh, it's a bitch. So, I have bad memories of Throne Watcher and Defender. Plus, one thing I don't like is if you're fighting them, and it's like endgame, if you played it a certain way, you get automatically booted to the next boss. So you can even lose the zone, even lose the souls. Yeah, it's still my fault for doing challenges, but even on a normal playthrough, it's still bullshit. Maybe... I'd say probably mid-tier, but they've caused me so much headache over the last few years. No, they're going there. They're going there. They're not in the bottom 2 tiers, so 4 out of 6. Nashandra, the proper final boss of Dark Souls 2. Very cool design. Very cool lore. Shit boss. But it's fine, I guess. It's just very easy. Again, it's one of the bosses you can just tank. And for the last boss of the game, it's kind of underwhelming. It isn't broken. Grumpy! Hello, Grumpy. It's not broken, it's got the lore behind it. It's another GG. This middle section is going to be so fat. How you doing, Grumpy? Gravogger, Vog, and Sarah. Right. This boss is shit. Should I go into further detail? Alright. This boss is bullshit. There's 3 of them. I am having a good evening. You better on your watch this afternoon? Oh, what happened this afternoon? And was it terrible? I'm sorry to hear that, but I hope you're doing well. Yeah. These are basically like 3 NPC sites. And it's 3 on 1, it's bullshit. And getting there is absolute shit. It's one of the worst runs, like, ever. In like the entire series. So screw those guys. You do all that and you finally get there thinking, oh, I'm gonna call boss, and it's just like 3 reskins. Piss off. Yeah, rather have my chips in it than do that again. Elena the Squalid Queen is very, very difficult. It's one of the tougher fights in the whole game. It's a fine fight, but it is literally difficult. I've only beaten her a couple of times, but it's doable, but it's very hard. What she does is she summons enemies to fight her, like near constantly. You've got someone else to contend with, but it could be anything from like skeletons to basically Volstat, and Volstat's there. But having to deal with Elena as well really drags it down. So I'm going to say you might want to roly-poly away from that one. The fight's fine, but it's like stupid difficult. It feels unfair at times, rather than a challenge. Especially if you like finally get rid of Volstat, she just summons him again. Yeah. Sin the Slumbering Dragon. Should be a really cool fight, because he's like the final boss of one of the DLCs. The Flooper is raiding with a party of 6. Flooper, hello the Flooper. How you doing, sir? Oh, let's give a shout out to you. Oh, will Shadow beat me to it? Let's have a race. That's right. How you doing, man? How's it going? Boom. Have a shout out. What are you streaming? Oh. One of us got it. Ah, beat you to it, Shadow. You left a space between the exclamation mark. I hope your stream went well, my friend. Also, hello Raiders. If you don't know who I am, I'm Spanky. I like to ramble. Today, I'm doing something different. I'm ranking all the Dark Souls bosses. Because why not? I felt like doing something else. Right, the Slumbering Dragon. He's alright. He's pretty difficult, but he spends a lot of time flying in the air. If you're a melee build, it's a bit of a pain. If you're magic, it's still a bit of a pain because he flies around a lot. And the aiming is a bit shit. Thank you, my dude. I appreciate it. I mean, he's got a lot of weight behind him, lore-wise. But I don't find the fight all that fun. Sorry, Sin. I'm going to put you in roly-poly away. Ooh, check out those emotes. Smelter Demon! Not to be confused with Smelter Demon! But this time in blue flavour. Right, so Smelter Demon is there for roly-poly away because the run-up to him is absolute crap. I'll tell you what, the run-up to Smelter Demon's even worse. In fact, he's kind of on the same level as Grave Robber Barb and Sarah. So you'll go in there. One of us is nice. Beat every single one of these and I haven't regretted it just yet. What's your favourite one, Flooper? Pavements of Resistance 2. Oh, nice. Nice. I hope you had a fun time doing that. And obviously you did, because you just said you had a fun time. Stop saying the word fun, me. Fume Knight! Kind of the last boss of the Burnt Ivory King DLC. I really like the Fume Knight. It's hard, but in a good and fair way. Bloodborne's your favourite of those times. Oh, well, stick around. I haven't got to those bosses yet. We're currently in Dark Souls 2. We've done it. It's done it in order. So it's done like Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2. And we're currently on the DLC one, so Bloodborne's next. Where am I going to put those? Stay tuned to find out. Or go and live your life and do something else. I'm not your mum, I think. Yeah, Fume Knight's just a fun fight all around. Very difficult, yes, but perfectly fair. And by like endgame, yes, I like me a bit of Fume Knight. Me about 6 years ago would probably say otherwise when I was fighting him for the first time. I would have said, fuck this guy, it's bullshit. But on reflection, I had a fun time. So actually, yeah, you're going up there. Sir Alon is a lot of people's favourite. He goes all the way up here. I'm not going to put him that high. But like Fume Knight, Sir Alon is a very good fight. Again, he's on the same DLC as Fume Knight. So getting to the end of that DLC is pretty good. Because you get two really good bosses back to back. Ah, Neo. I really like Neo. I finished the first one. Haven't finished the second one. I got really far in and then just sort of played something else and never got back to it. I got to about 2/3 in and haven't picked it up again. I keep meaning to. Oh well, I'll get to it one year. But yeah, so along, he's going there. Because yes. Good fight. The arena's cool. He's got like a marble floor, it's all really reflective and it looks nice. So he gets bonus points for that. Ava, the King's Pet. I'm going to put roly-poly away. It's intro boss to the second Dark Souls 2 DLC. Yeah, it's not that great. Starts off invisible, you have to do a sort of side quest in order to be able to fight them in the first place. But there's not much to write home about. You beat the main story last time, so tackled the DLCs, and it's sweet. Nice. Yeah, it's a big tiger, just jumps around a bit and swipes away. And casts ice magic occasionally. Yeah. I don't think it's quite good enough to go into GG. If you got to fight him straight away and didn't have to bother with the side quest stuff, maybe I might pop him up higher, but nah. Ava goes there. Zud and Zalan, the King's Pets. Right at the bottom. Right at the bottom. How can I? Is there a lower tier? I can make a lower tier. Oh no. Oh no, don't want to do that. Oh shit! No! Oh no! Oh no! I've broken the list. Technical problems. There we go. That gets his very own category. Not a fan. No. If you ever played Dark Souls 2, I'm familiar with the DLC. There's a place lovingly referred to as Reindeer Fuckland. Just notice I'm not full screen. Yeah, it's Reindeer Fuckland. It's a horrible, horrible, horrible place to go to. And at the end, you get to fight these, which is essentially that fight. But now there are two of them. And they regenerate health. And no, there's no bonfire between the massive area, which is a dick to get through, and then you gotta fight them straight away. Things about Reindeer Fuckland, it's completely blizzardy, so you can't see where you're going. So you gotta hope you're going in the right direction. And big enemies keep constantly respawning with there's no end to them. They never stop coming. And they're very hard. And fuck that place. And then you got to fight them afterwards with no break. Yeah, I think that's justified. Now on that Seam DLC, couldn't get any different. The Burnt Ivory King goes all the way to top tier spanking. Burnt Ivory King is one of the best bosses. Like, period. So, to build up to is great. Basically, the whole of the DLC revolves around you recruiting certain knights just for this boss fight. You start the boss fighting like 4 other knights, but you got your guys with you. And it's like a 5-on-5, pretty much. And then when you beat them, Burnt Ivory King comes out. He's like, oh, you done fucked up, son. And you fight him, and he's a good boss fight too. And if you're very lucky, you might have one of your guys still left alive for 2-on-1. And I tell you what, the whole atmosphere, the big drop down into his arena, you're in a huge snowy area, and then you drop down like a few hundred feet into like basically a volcano. It's really cool. Unfortunately, when I did my very first stream, my 24-hour thing, he's the last part I got to, so I ended my 24-hour bit, and I didn't quite beat him. It was just proving too much of my shield only, which is a shame, but I did throw myself at him like several times. And it's a good fight, it really is. If that could go higher, then it would. I absolutely adore the Burnt Ivory King. But, and here's a sneak preview, he's not my favourite, but he's very, very close. And yeah, it's very, very awesome. Aldius, Scholar of the First Sin. The true final boss of Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. It's pretty easy. He puts up fire. You just sort of wait for him to stop doing that. Then you're going and bonking. He's really underwhelming. There's not much else you can really say. It's not really spoilers. Scholar of the First Sin. The game is literally called Scholar of the First Sin. Alright. Oh, I thought we were going on to Bloodborne, but apparently we're going on to Dark Souls 3. I tell you what, I'm going to break tradition because this is in the wrong order. Because Bloodborne came out before Dark Souls 3, so I'm going to skip ahead a bit. I'm going to come back to those. I'm going to do Bloodborne first. Let's do that first. Let's cheat. We'll come back to that. And actually, I've just noticed some of these are mixed in. Dancers and why are these mixed up? Planet Beast is there. That's Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3. What's going on? They're all sort of mixed up. They've been in order until now. Spoilers about you. Well, it's kind of in the name, isn't it? Oh well. Oh, I see what you mean. I'm with you. But hey, I've got to keep you tantalised somehow, haven't I? Oh no, I'm not sure. If it's going to mix it up, it's going to throw me off. And then it's all that. Oh, sorry. No, I'll tell you what. No, we'll just carry on because it's going to confuse me otherwise. Food is in the oven. Ooh, whose food? The burnt Ivory King's food? It's not burnt, is it? Sorry, no, we'll just carry on in order because it's going to confuse me more. Index Gundy, the tutorial boss from Dark Souls 3. Surprisingly, a very solid fight. Teaches you pretty much how to play the game, but does it very well. And unlike the Asylum Demon, who's a piece of piss, Index actually puts up a fight. Again, if you're doing a challenge run, it's quite a fun fight. So he's going up there. He's going up to second to the top. Index Gundy. Great introduction to a great game. It really is. Vault of the Boreal Valley. Old doggo runs around like a doggo. I need a better metaphor. He's a big lad with and you smack him in the bottom. And I tell you what, I quite like him as well. It's a very strong start. Again, the music's really good. The music takes it up another notch. The fight itself is good, split into 2 phases. I'd say for a second boss of the game, he's actually mechanically quite hard as well. Homemade scalloped potatoes. Ooh. I had some Chinese pork today, like Chinese style pork, which I've never tried before. Bought from Co-op. It was nice. Love the music of this game. Oh, Dark Souls 2. It's good, isn't it? I didn't know which one to put on, so I just put on the second one. Curse Rotted Great Road. He's a big tree, and you whack his balls. I meant to put him higher because it's a cool design, but the fight itself is okay. It's a bit annoying if he sits his arse on you. Again, it's good spectacle, but he's optional. I don't know. I quite like it, but a big cursed tree with a big arm and balls that he smack is all right. The fight's only okay. Good design. If it looked crap, it might be down here, but I think the design brings it up a level. So yeah, you're gonna go mid tier. Crystal Sage, teleporting bum boy. Why did I say bum boy? I don't know. It is fun, but can be annoying. Depends on your playstyle. I'll go for GG again. If you're looking like getting the right spots, it can be quite easy to deal with. Otherwise, sometimes, especially if you're doing a challenge run, it can be very, very difficult. Dark Lurker thing, yes. If it's going up an instance, oh sweet, sweet, sweet. Yeah, because to say, I quite like. I could do with it without the teleporting, but mechanically it's pretty solid. I think it's just the right difficulty for the area of the game. Yeah. Sounds like music with Ratchet & Clank, to be honest, same vibe. You know what, I've never really listened to their soundtracks all that much. I've only played the remaster and the new one. Back at Royal Show. Deacons of the Deep. Gang boss. So the gimmick of this is there's a lot of enemies in the arena, but you've got to hit the right one. A bit like the rat fight, the Royal Rat Vanguard, I guess. But you got to do it quick, because if you don't, they doing a move that you cannot avoid, which will curse and kill you if you don't do it quickly enough. Oh, sweet. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Flo. I know they're fine. If it didn't have the curse, I'd probably knock it up a stage. I'll tell you what, if you're trying to do a shield only run and you're essentially on a timer, it makes it much, much worse. So I'm gonna pop you there, Deacons. Farron's Undead Legion. By Farron's Undead Legion. Yeah, that's the wrong name. It's the Abyss. It's the Abyss Watchers. That's what that is. Farron's Undead Legion is the Abyss Watchers. Alright. You know I said spoilers for Burnt Ivory King? Abyss Watchers is my all-time favourite fight in the entire series. I absolutely love the Abyss Watchers fight. It's brilliant. So, you start a fight in one-on-one, and then another one joins the fray, and then another one joins the fray. The gimmick is with the third one fights them as well, they're like stuck in like an endless cycle of killing each other, and then you join in, and basically have a big old dog pile. Then it's got a second phase as well, where it adds like fire to the mix, but it's very high pace, very fast paced. You've got to be on your A game to do it. You've got to be like really in the zone to get there. For the depending on whereabouts you fight him, like how you played it, he's still kind of difficult, no matter how you play around it. For this part of the game, I just think it's a really good challenge. I think the music's good, the spectacle's great, the intro cutscene and the mid-tier one, like during phase 1 to 2, is also pretty good. Yeah, I really like Abyss Watchers. My absolute favourite fight in the entire series. Oh, it's all good. And then we get into High Lord Wolnir, who's... Where do I put High Lord Wolnir? Music also seems to have gone quiet. Has it finished? I think music may have finished. Video pause. Why is it pause? Shut up. It's a playlist. You don't pause playlist. Stupid YouTube. Right. High Lord Wolnir. Right. Think about High Lord Wolnir. Cool design. Shit boss fight. You basically have 3 bracelets that you have to smash in order to kill him. You don't fight him directly, as it were. And sometimes he has a tendency to kill you immediately if you're very unlucky. There's basically the abyss behind him, and he just kills you if you get too close. But considering sometimes his position relies on you being very, very close, sometimes it feels like luck, whether you're going to come out unscathed or not. I know there is a sort of like there is a strategy to it, but even after several many playthroughs of Dark Souls 3, I don't really enjoy them all that much. Cool design shit fight seems to be a common thing. Yeah. There's a lot of that. I just find the Souls aesthetically pleasing for the most part. Hell, just the new background in the chat is for Firelink Shrine. Hell, the intermission screens are all like Dark Souls theme. Like the intro theme, scene, the outro, it's all Dark Souls. And hey, that's how I got this channel started. So yeah, but I want to put you there, but no, I don't like your fight very much. Oh, Demon King! Now, Old Demon King's kind of like the Silent Demon and Stray Demon, but slightly more on steroids. It's got a bit more to him. But that said, it hasn't got an awful lot more to him. And it can be easily taken down if you know what you're doing. And he's in an optional area. You don't have to fight him at all. In fact, sometimes you can completely forget about him. I won't go so as far as Kevin Hype, so I think Sailor GG is got to be mid-tier for Old Demon King. Again, if he's copy and pasting that, I might as well stick him there as well. He's more of a throwback. Yorm the Giant. Now, there's 2 ways I can rank Yorm the Giant. If you're fighting him normally, then he's bullshit. If you're fighting him as the way the game intends, i.e. running and grabbing the Storm Ruler, which is the same sword that you use in the Storm King fight, because it's a throwback, then he's alright as well. And if you got your mate with you, Sigurd of Katarina, who is the best NPC in all the Souls games, I won't hear an argument about that, it's even more fun. I quite like Yorm. You know what? I know he's not the best boss, but good design, decent fight, good lore. I like Yorm. Yorm's going in the Kevin Hype bit. Elden Ring's the only Souls games I've actually gotten through a lot of. Demon Souls is the only other I've got a bit of the ways into. Well, best fight in Demon Souls, we've done that already. Flame Lurker is the best fight. followed by Storm King, Orkin Alan, and Penetrator. And all it. As I say, there's quite a lot in Kevin Hype bit for Demon Souls. But yeah. But there was also quite a few low ones as well, like Leechmonger, King Alarm, Adjudicator, Man-Eaters. So it kind of balances out. So half the bosses are great, the other half are not so good. Pontius Sullivan. Lore-wise, he's one of the most important characters in Dark Souls 3. Going to lurk mode? No problem, Grumpy. I appreciate the lurk. Thank you for stopping by. Pontius Sullivan. Okay. Good design. Good boss fight. You know what? He's such a good boss fight, I think I'm going to put in top tier. When I first fought Pontiff, I thought it was stupidly difficult. But on repeat playthroughs, he's not that bad. Especially if you're bringing summons with you. Halfway through the fight, he splits in two. But yeah, he's got a cool looking flame sword and a dark sword. So I said dark sword, not Dark Souls. But it's nearly right. Yeah, mechanically, it's a really fun fight. Looks cool, plays cool. Difficult, but fair. Very fair. Especially bringing summons. Right. And we do like big swords, and we cannot lie. Aldridge, Devourer of the God. He's got a big booty. I want to put Aldridge here because it's a good boss fight. But he has one move which is absolute horseshit. So he's going to go in the Sailor GG section. So the move he's got one that's like essentially a rain of arrows. And if you're not already running, or have got enough stamina to run away from it, you are going to die. There's not much you can really do about it. You can just be boned. And it's kind of a bullshit move. The rest of the fight, how he moves around, how casts magic quite a fair bit, it's quite challenging, but in a good way. But that move drops it down a peg. It really does. I'm sorry, Aldridge. You very nearly made it for there. If not for the Rain of Arrows move. That's crap. And thank you for the GGs. Champion Gundy. Now, Champion Gundy is essentially Index Gundy. Again, but later in the game. And harder. But because it's kind of a reskin, I feel I'm good putting him there. He's very close to there. But for later in the game, you got no ways of dealing with everything. So, on my first playthrough, I beat him first try. On subsequent playthroughs, he actually took me a few attempts. I think I just got very lucky the first time. Because I read about how hard he was, and I was like, oh, I beat him first time. He wasn't that bad. But yeah, playing it over times, yeah, he can be pretty difficult. So. But again, he's pretty much on Gundy here, but just a bit harder. But it's kind of the same. It's the same arena. It's just dark instead of light. And I think pretty much the same slot is fair. I think. Let's see how many bosses we've got. Oh, we got a ways to go. All right, Lothric the Younger Prince and Lorien the Elder Prince. Almost the last boss. This is the penultimate boss of Dark Souls 3. It's a very, very difficult fight, but I tell you what, it's a fun fight if you get it down. It's one of those ones where you scream bullshit when you lose, but hey. Kevin Flopperswave was playing video games. Oh, I don't blame you. Video games are good. I like video games. How you doing, Danish? Pinwheel clearly top one. Oh, of course. Well, he's in the second tier. I thought I'd bump him up a bit. Yeah, I really like the Lothric twins. The music's amazing. The music bumps it up a bit. It's a 2-tier one. First boss is not too bad. Second phase is a lot better, if very difficult. You will need practice at it, or you will die. But again, fair, I feel. So yeah, Lothric's in Kevin Hype section, definitely. Ancient Wyvern. Or Wyvern, sorry, Ancient. Why would I say Wyvern? That's weird. Pro Jabba says Wyvern. It's not really a fight. You just run up to him and drop on his head. Pinwheel eats off on a cough about, oh, yeah, oh god, yeah. I mean, he can copy himself. There's no way Orphan of Cost can stand up to 1 Pinwheel, never mind 2. Well, imagine 3! He'll be screwed. Yeah, Ancient Wyvern isn't really a... Ancient Wyvern isn't really a boss fight. You just run up to him and jump on his head, Mario style. That's it. That's the fight. Yeah, bottom tier. Well, apart from the new bottom tier. King of Storms and the Nameless King. I think anyone who's played Dark Souls 3 know that this belongs right at the top. In fact, I did a clip of like a couple of minutes of me fighting just the Nameless King, just the shield. It's on the YouTube channel. I'm quite proud of that. Again, Nameless King is quite hard, but he's also really fun. One of the better fights in Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 has got some very good fights in it. Not quite my favourite, but he's very much up there. Yeah, I think Nameless King deserves to be there. Fun fight, great lore, 2 phases, and they're both fun. Hard, but fair. Soulless Cinder. Again, he's pretty much the closer to the entirety of the series. And he's got 2 phases. And what he does in the phases changes. He basically is an archetype for every single build you can have rolled into one. And he's kind of like doing a PvP fight. But he changes on the fly between like a magic build, a dex build, a pyro build, strength build. So you get the best and worst of all worlds. But because it's like the literal end of the series, it's very epic. Again, the music's great. Top tier. Top tier for me. I don't know how others feel about that. But it's incredibly versatile. You've got to stay on your toes a lot. Again, very, very tough. But it can be done. Becky with the sub! Thank you, Becky. Becky, have you seen the new emotes? You enjoy those. Thank you very much, Becky. Ah, you lovely, lovely egg. What's that? We're going to get 2 more subs in a quick succession and get a hype train going. Yeah? No, you want to. But hype train or Ludden Zanning, get it. Ah, Shadow. Becky doesn't stream, but thanks anyway. Shout out for him anyway, for being excellent. Champion's Grave Tender. Big doggo, but not the best side. Not like good doggo. Not like Sif here. Worse doggo. Shitty doggo. And Grave Tender's a bit crap as well. It's just a dude with a shield. Meh. Father Ariandel and Sister Freed. One of the only fights that has 3 phases. And is bloody difficult. If not one of the hardest fights in the whole series. Which I would probably argue would knock it down a peg for being too difficult. But all 3 phases are fun. I would put it on top tier. But I am going to put it in Kevin Hype tier. So you fight... The last phase can be extraordinarily difficult. The first 2 phases aren't too bad. But I tell you what, the first time you get to phase 3, it's a bloody surprise. Because it took 3 games, but they finally did the boss with 3 phases rather than just 2. So you beat the second phase and you're like, yes, did it! And then it just keeps going and you sort of go, oh no, what is happening? Why is the fight not ended? And then you get to the last phase and you got like no heals left and you sort of panic. So for that alone, that bumps it up. But mechanically, it's not the favourite. I'm very good, thank you, Becky. I'm very, very well, thank you. Demon Prince. Should be Demon Princes, really. You fight the demon below and the demon in pain twice, and then when you get to phase 2, they join as one. And you know what? It's going to the Kevin Hype section. Again, it's just a really good boss fight. So you fight like 2-on-1, but the AI is smart enough to like have one be aggressive and the other one be a bit more passive. It does attack you, but not like stupidly so. So it feels fair. And then they sort of swap round. Although I do think it's oddly enough, more fun to do with summons, which I don't normally say with most bosses. It's more better off to do it alone, but with summons it actually feels more of a good fight. I suppose a bit like the Burnt Ivory King. But yeah, Demon Prince I think is a really good fight all around. Lots of attacks to avoid. Very varied. Very good. Dark Eater Midir. Did you know that the last time I played Dark Souls 3, for like the God knows how many times, 15th time, the last playthrough was the only time I've ever beaten Dark Eater Midir because I just found it far too hard. I just couldn't do it. But when I finally did it, god damn, it was satisfying. But for all the bullshit you've put me through, I'm going to put you here. Things with Dark Eater Midir. A lot, and I mean a lot of HP. Probably one of the biggest health bars in this series, minus probably Vendrick. Damn, it goes on for a bit. And there's a lot of sweeping AoE attacks, which are very hard to avoid and do huge damage. Once you know his attack pattern a bit better, obviously you can put up a better fight against him, but even when you know the tells, trying to dodge out the way sometimes is very, very difficult to do. Like, you know it's coming, but you just kind of shit out of luck. I think the way this game's good, so satisfying even finally win. Yeah. But I'm going to put you mid-tier. I want to put you there, but you've caused me so much pain. So you go down a peg. It's not a bad part. I think for most people it'd be a bit higher. But I don't know, because of the amount of damage he does, and the amount of health he has, it feels a little bit obnoxious. Half-Light, Spear of the Church. Again, it's another boss which kind of depends, because it's a boss where you do sort of like online summons, so it's like you can go PvP. So depending on who you fight, it might be good, it might be bad. But it's also got a couple of extra summons that go in the fight, like some Painting Guardians, and I don't like that. So I think for once I'm actually going to drop it a bit lower. Plus it's also like the penultimate fight to like the whole series and the DLC, and it feels a bit lackluster. No problem, mate. Tomorrow's another day where... Oh, tell me about it now. I will, thank you very much. And thank you again for the raid. Can we get another shout out for the blooper, please, Shadow? I'm going to work you today. Thank you very much for the raid, I appreciate it. Everyone go check out the blooper. Friend of the channel. Definitely is now, anyway. Slave Knight Gale. Slave Knight Gale is the true final boss of Dark Souls 3. Because of the, it's the last boss of the DLC. And you know what? His arena is absolutely huge. It's ginormous. And there's a reason for that. His attacks are insane. And he has 3 phases. He's only got 1 health bar, but 3 phases. And he starts off aggressive, then gets more aggressive, then he goes absolute batshit. But I makes him top tier. Because again, very, very difficult, but totally fair. He's got good tells for everything. He's very quick. And if you're going to beat him, you really have to be on the ball. But Jesus, is such a fun fight. He really feels earned for like the last boss in the whole series. It feels like he deserves to be there. He's a very, very good fight. Looking at this, I think it's going to be Dark Souls 3 that takes the top spot. It's a lot of good bosses in that. And it looks like we're on to... No, for some reason, no, there's a couple of... Right, we're going to go into Bloodborne, but there seems to be some Dark Souls 3 bosses mixed in here. So Dancer of the Boreal Valley. I don't know why you're there, but you are. You know what? Dancer of the Boreal Valley. Good fight. Not great. Very good. 2 phases. 2 phases. 2 phases. Looks a spectacle. One of those bosses where they do a certain attack, and you're constantly thinking, shit, run away. But you do feel very satisfied for them being. Plus, her weapons are cool, and I've always wanted to use them. The problem is, I think they're a bit shit to actually use, but they look great. Yeah, the dancer is also used as one of the bosses in the board game. It's a Dark Souls board game, which I want and don't own. Can somebody send me a copy? I know they're like £100, which is why I don't have one, but I really want it. Yeah. Dragon Slayer armor. It's alright. Again, quite a lot of spectacle in the fight. It's like, it's just a cool arena. It's a cool looking arena, I should say. You're like on a sort of bridge on the top of the town, on the top of the castle. But two things hold it back. You can get knocked off to instantly die, and there are enemies off screen that you have a very hard time keeping track on, who do ranged attacks against you. And they're not just slightly off screen, they're like off in the distance and they fire at you. And there's no way you're going to keep an eye on them and keep an eye on the boss fight at the same time. Which I think is just a little bit bullshit. But the actual boss himself is quite fun on his own. If he was just on his own, I would probably put him up a higher tier. But because of the dragons being off screen fighting you, it's a bit shit. That. And the instant death is a bit poo. It's not enough to drop him down to roly-poly away, but it is a bit cheesy. It's a bit unfair, I think. Sometimes it feels like you got through despite luck. Like, you see these projectiles coming by and they like miss you by like, the skin of your teeth, and you're like, Jesus Christ, glad I missed that. Is that all of them now? I believe so. Yeah, we're going to go on to Bloodborne, then Sekiro, and then Elden Ring. So we've got 3 games to go. We've got an hour and a quarter to do it. Bloody hell. I think I've got even more bosses to go, so let's pick up the pace a bit, shall we? Cleric Beast. Cleric Beast, Cleric Beast, Cleric Beast. Pretty much your tutorial boss. You fight them before you start leveling up. Yeah, it's fine. Has a cool intro, like jumps over a bridge onto you. Screams at you a lot. His roar is quite iconic. You'll never mishear it for anything else. You'll never mistake it for anything else. But fight-wise, it's pretty easy. Father Gascoigne, on the other hand, bloody hard. Father Gascoigne is the reason most people quit Bloodborne. Because you have to fight him, and for how early on in the game he is, with 2 phases, he's very difficult. But when you do beat him, it's very satisfying, and I quite like both his phases. I prefer his first phase to his second phase, but because most people give up at him, and he's like the true test of like if you're actually going to be good at this game or not. If you get to him and you just can't do it, then maybe Souls isn't for you. But if you get past it, he's a good benchmarker saying, yeah, I think this series is for me, and he's very cool. So yeah, he's going to go into Kevin Height. It's not quite top tier, but Kevin Height, definitely. Osiris, the Consumed King. You're the Dark Souls 3 boss. You're in the wrong place. In fact, Witches of Hemlich is. Oh no, it's not. I'll get my fucking games confused. Osiris, the Consumed King. You're Dark Souls 3. You shouldn't be there. He's fine. Talks a bit. He's a very chatty boss. He's one of the few bosses that is actually quite chatty. But his boss fight itself is like nothing to write home about. He just charges a bit and swipes at you, and that's about it. He's easy enough to get to. It's like his run's not egregious or anything. He's fine. Right, back to Bloodborne. The Bloodstarved Beast. I don't like the Bloodstarved Beast very much. Bloodstarved Beast is extremely aggressive, and it does poison build up, and the poison build up is very, very quick, especially if you're lower level, which you probably will be by the time you find the Bloodstarved Beast. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I want to like it more, but I just don't. It feels a bit more unfair than anything. It feels like the windows to attack him are too small. I know you've got to be aggressive in Bloodborne, but I don't know. It just feels like it's a bit much sometimes. Vicar Amelia, on the other hand, much better. Now, the IGN guys say to hit Vicar Amelia in the arse and you won't get hit. IGN lies. You can totally get hit by it. It's a cool intro. It's a cool boss fight all around. The healing's a bit crappy, but you can use Numbing Mist to counter that. Plus, you give a blood gem, which is quite useful. So yeah, you're gonna go in Kevin hype. I quite like your boss fight, Vicar Amelia. Especially, I'll tell you what, you get bonus point just for confusing Americans, because I've seen a lot of Americans call her Vicar. They don't know what Vicar is. They say Vicar Amelia. Top tier. I don't think she's quite in that echelon. I like a fight, but it's not amazingly good. But to be fair, I've got Servalon and Fume Knight in this section as well. This is still very good boss, this section, but just not creme de la creme. It's a very good boss though. The Witches of Hemlich. It's more of a gimmick fight than anything. So their gimmick is they're invisible and they summon more enemies. But honestly, I don't really like the fight. Don't really like the fight at all. Yeah, they are just gimmick. You spend the entire fight just running around, trying to find them and actually fighting them. They do summon guys, but they just sort of tend to stand around. And the only really move the witch has is a move which sort of locks you in place, which is just irritating more than anything. So yeah, it's not like broken or shit like these, and they're easy enough to get to, but there's not much there. It's not the substance. Shadows of Yharnam. Now, a lot of people struggle with Shadows of Yharnam. They are very hard because it's 3-on-1 and it feels unfair, but once you beat them, it's very, very satisfying. I'll tell you what, 1-on-1, each one is pretty solid. I'm going to bump them up here. I quite like Shadows of Yharnam. I think it's a good, fun boss fight. It's frantic. You're always constantly on your toes, and that's what you want. You want it to feel like a challenge, and it does. Yeah, you got one that like uses fire, one that's got a sword, one that's got a is it a mace? I think. Off the top of my head. Yeah. Anyway, it's quite varied. There's a lot of attacks to keep your eye out for, and they summon giant snakes. I like giant snakes, so they get a bonus point for that. So, Shadows of Yharnam all the way up there. Also, the music playing now is the last credits music in Dark Souls 2, so I'm pretty sure this credits is about done. Rom the Vacuous Spider. More like Rom the Pain in the Arse Spider. Not a fan of that one. So, Rom herself is easy, but she keeps summoning spiders, and there's a lot of spiders. She does it 3 times. And the fight can be drawn out if you're trying to make getting up to her easy. Like, if you're trying to wipe out all the spiders, the fight doesn't have to drag out. You don't have to, you can make a beeline for her, but trying to get there is such a pain. And the magic damage she does can be really, really high. But it just makes it less fun. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Rom, I'm sorry. Shame, I like Spoods, but I don't really like Rom the fight. Martyr Longarius. Right, there's a reason I haven't put Vicar Amelia at top tier. And that's because for me, Martyr Longarius is probably the best boss in Bloodborne. Top of the castle fight. He's aggressive, but all his moves are fun to dodge. He starts off not too bad, but he gets more aggressive as the fight goes on. And again, when you beat him, it's like, fucking hell, it's like your heart's pounding. It's like, bloody hell. And that's always a sign of a good fight. Either that or I need to go to the hospital. Maybe both. I probably need to go to the hospital now, to be honest. But, yeah. Longarius. Really like that fight. Really like it. Plus, you can join the vampire Covenant afterwards if you want. So, that's nice. Yeah, really like Martyr Longarius. Dark Beast Parl. It's just sort of there. An optional fight. Sometimes, if you don't get into it later, it's really easy. If you stumble across him earlier, if you get like kidnapped and goes to the late game earlier than you should do, then it's a bit more of a fight. But later on, it's a joke. You can just hit him a few times, he just collapses and he just pile on the damage. Just rinse repeat. He looks alright. Electro Bony Boy, but fight itself, you actually fight the camera more than you do him. It's one of those, like Centipede Demon. I would say that probably drops him down a point, but he's not like outright bad. He's just kind of easy. The One Reborn. Tricky one. Again, looks amazing. Intro cutscene's great. I quite like the fights, although he does have a couple of moves which kind of suck. That being one way, it puts like acid all over the floor and you gotta wait about what feels like half an hour to get to him. But besides that, dropping corpses on you is always a fun move. I don't know, I'm gonna put him in Kevin Height. I just think it's cool, the One Reborn. Again, I think people are pretty split on him, whether they hate it or live it, but I quite like it. Plus the you love corpses. Plus the way you fight him, like beating the bow summoners, is kind of a throwback to the Tower Knight, how you beat the archers. And Tower Knight's in this tier, so I think it's only fair One Reborn goes in this tier as well. Yeah. The One Reborn. Yeah. He's just a big blue guy. There's a load of blue guys. One of them's the real boss. You just hit the right one. In phase 2 he gets a bit bigger, but then you know exactly which one to hit. And then it's a piece of piss. It's not really a fight. It's more of a mercy killing. Yeah, it's not very good. Erebritus, Daughter of the Cosmos. Extremely cool design. Extremely fun boss fight. Very challenging. Do I need to say more? It's a giant evil squid. It's basically, its name is damn it Cthulhu. It's almost Cthulhu. Yes. Yes, please. Plus your name is incredibly hard to pronounce. Amygdala. Eh? Big bony boy. Looks cool. Boss fight, not so much. You spend most of the time pointing the camera at his feet. Because he's too big to fit on the screen. And honestly, if you stick close to him, it's not that hard a fight. Hats off for Cephalopod Overlords, yes. Hi everyone, welcome to our Cephalopod Overlords. Or to underground in their underground sugar caves. No wait, that's the Simpsons. Mikolash, host of the nightmare. Mikolash, host of the bullshit. Right. Actually no, let's put you up to. Mikolash, the boss fight is awful. It's really bad. But if you know his sayings, like Cos, or some someone say Cosm, he's kind of a meme. Mikolash is basically a meme. If Nicolas Cage played a Bloodborne boss, it would be Mikolash. Hell, even Christopher Walken. I can see Christopher Walken playing Mikolash, Host of the Nightmare. But all this boss fight is chasing him down, getting him into a corner and just bonking him. Again, it's kind of a gimmick fight. I do like how the boss is sort of split up between phases by you basically being in a maze. It's different, but I wouldn't say it's good. If the whole boss feels more like the run to get to the boss rather than the actual boss. I mean. Plus, if he does the tentacle thing in your face at point blank with zero tail, and he just one shots you, that's bullshit. So you're going to disapproval. I like you as a character, Mikolash, but not as a fight. Murga's Wet Nurse. Very cool design. Kind of mid-tier boss fight there. When you get to like low health and she disappears for a bit, and you basically run around like a headless chicken just trying to survive, and she just sort of teleports in for like a split second doing attacks, is kind of neat, but it goes on for a bit too much. And considering could be the last boss, depending on what ending you're going for, it's a little bit underwhelming. Which is a shame. German the First Hunter. Again, possibly the last boss, depending on how you're playing the game. He's good, but I don't think he's great. I do like his fight. He's kind of similar to Martel Longarius in a way, but he's not as good. It feels like a pale imitation. He jumps around a lot. He's got a big scythe, which is very nice. His magic's cool, but he's not quite as good as Martel Longarius. So you can basically what I said about Martel and apply it to German. You're gonna have to run. Gotta feed the rats in bed. Yeah, I thought you might be going soon, but thank you very much, Shadow. Thank you for being a excellent mod. Let's see. Oh God, we've got loads to go yet. I don't think 3 hours is enough. The Moon Presence. Let's see. I might have to do this in 2 halves, you know. I don't know if I'm going to get all these done. There's so many. Oh, so no, sorry. If I thought around, I will never get there. Even though I don't know someone's been very far. Thank you. You do more of these. I will definitely do a Pokemon one. This is going pretty well. Moon Presence is very underwhelming. The boss fight is really easy if you know what you're doing. Even if you don't know what you're doing, it's very easy. I feel like the secret final boss is O'Donnell. It's kind of like Audia. Audia's like the secret final boss as Scholar, but it's about difficulty-wise, it's about the same. It's not much to write home about. Ludwig the Holy Braid. Okay. Ludwig the Holy Braid, top tier. If for nothing more than watching my mate, who you may know, Phantom Mantis, getting his ass kicked repeatedly by him. And he's got the Moonlight Greatsword. Ludwig is a very, very, very tough fight. One of the hardest ones in the entire series. But is very, very fun as well. Tough but fair. Again, like all of these, they're all... If you notice something about this tier, apart from Dragonrider, who's only really here as a joke, all of them are hard fights. Except maybe Great Wolf. You're only here because you're a dogger. They're all hard fights, but they're all fair. And Ludwig is great. Living Failures. You are correct. You are a failure. You're going there. Living Failures as a boss where it's a lot of enemies rather than one. You just go around and bonk them a bit. They do a stupid amount of damage if they hit you. Although sometimes it's hard to get hit by them. But if you're very unlucky, because there's quite a few of them in the fight at any one time, it's quite easy to lose track of them. They do a big AoE attack halfway through the fight, but it always comes from the same direction, so even that becomes predictable. So, yeah, I don't really care for them. They're on the bottom tier. Sorry, Living Failures, you are indeed a failure. Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower. Very difficult fight. 1-on-1, 3 phases. I'll tell you what, also a really good fight. Fast, frantic. You need to be on the ball. Yeah, I rather like Lady Maria. Plus, the doll you use to level up is modelled on her. Lawrence First Vicar? Or Vicar if you're American and get it wrong. It's fine. You're not quite as good as Vicar Amelia. You're going for that same kind of look. And the same kind of look as Cleric Beast. But you don't really do much. You sort of slash a bit and then lose your legs and hop around on fire. Meh. Orphan of Cause. Alright. I take it back what I said about Double being the hardest boss fight. Cos is the hardest boss fight, for my money. Cos took me so many attempts. He was stupidly difficult. I want to put him on the top tier, but he's so difficult. I think he actually holds him back a little. Alice Ripper, hello Alice, how you doing? Yeah, I think Orphan Cos is just too difficult. I've beaten Bloodborne many a times. I've only beaten Orphan once, and I can't bring myself to do it again. But the one time I did beat him, it was fun, even if it took me quite literally like 100 plus attempts. But I think to its detriment. It's so close to being there, but not quite. You're going in the Kevin height, mate. Forgotten Madman and Madman's Escort. Oh, now we're getting into the challenge dungeons. You know what? I'm going to save us all a bit of time. I'm doing very well, thank you. Right, I'm going to save us all a bit of time, because all the challenge dungeons here, they're all optional. And for the most part, they're all disappointing. So, as a job lot, you're all going in the disapprove pile because there's nothing much to write home about. In fact, some of them are just like actually, no. Manitibo's just a regular enemy. Yeah, I haven't got much to say about most of these. They're all disappointing. Especially the Watchdog. Watchdog's getting on for the worst, right? So you fight him in the Curse one and you got very low health, and it's kind of bullshit. But yeah, you're all going in the disapprove plan because the challenge dungeons aren't all that great. I know it feels like Bloodsucker's just a normal enemy, but with a health bar. The only exception I'll make is Yarnum, the Marian Queen, because she's like the true final boss of the chalice, but she's still not brilliant. The fight's not really all that hard, but you do nothing wrong. Mind you, getting to you requires so much legwork, so you know what, I'm actually going to drop you down a tier. Just to get into you. Again, if you do beat the Yarnum Queen, then well done. I don't recommend you do it again. Once is enough just to get the Platinum Trophy. Never again. Right, that saved us some time, didn't it? Sekiro! Ah, say it with me. If you played Sekiro, you know how this one goes. My name is Anuwagi Yugo! I've butchered the pronunciation of that. You know how it goes. First proper boss of Sekiro. It's quite fun, actually. I'm going to put him in the Kevin Height one. He's tough, again, but fair. But he's not, like, stellar or anything. But, you've got to memorise his moveset. You can't cheese him. For early on in the game where he puts up, it's quite the challenge. But in a good way. Definitely in a good way. Lady Butterfly. Again, I think I'm going to say the same as a lot of these Sekiro bosses. We'll see. I feel kind of like the same as. She's a good fight too. But not stupidly difficult. Difficult, yes. But not aggressively so. And it's got 2 phases as well. So, yeah, Lady Butterfly's a good fight. Genichiro. Which one are you? Oh. Okay, so Genichiro here is a bit weird, because you fight him twice, but they only seem to have him listed once. Could you fight him about halfway through the game, and then you fight him again if you're going for the true ending, but they don't have him listed for a second one. So, you are essentially the main antagonist of the entire game. And for the first time you fight him, he's got 2 phases. He's got 1 phase the second time you fight him. But I think of all the bosses in Sekiro, I think you are the best. I'm going to put you on top tier because I can't see any of the bosses from Sekiro getting that high. I want to put at least 1 in. Yeah, I think Ashina is going to get there. I think the one thing that holds it back is the lightning reversal in the last phase, but it's very satisfying once you finally pull it off. So, yeah. Again, wide moveset. It's a fun fight. It is a fun fight. Folding Screen Monkeys. Don't like them. Folding Screen Monkeys is a little like Mikolash. How you just... The boss fight is just finding them. But they're kind of bullshit. I find, at least. There's meant to be a certain way you hunt down each one. Like, it's like a see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil kind of thing going on. You gotta hunt down these 4 monkeys. First one's easy, the first one's directly behind you. But it becomes an annoying chase. It feels like you're just running after them half the time. And whether you get them or not seems more like luck than anything. It's not a real boss fight, so they're going to I'd rather have my chips in that category, I think. Guardian Ape. Now this feels like it's cheating because it says Guardian Ape and Headless Ape. They are in essence the same boss. That's just phase 1 and phase 2. You know what? I really like Guardian Ape. Both of those, so... They're fun fights. They really are. They're probably the most ingenious out of the whole series. Out of the bosses in Sekiro. I told a lie. Oh, I've lost him. I said I was going to put Genichiro as top tier, but I think... Whoa! Saibaka! With the party is 6! Hello, my dude! Trading moving base? Trading moving base? Yes! I agree. Trading moving base. Was that intended for Saibaka's chat, by any chance? Hey, how you doing? How was, were you playing Arc Knights again, my dude? Oh, my mod's gone. I'm going to have to shout you out myself. I'll shout you out yourself. Fine. I'll do all the work around here. Oh, let's do it right. Let's do it right. Come on, keyboard. Play with me now. Also, hey, folks. Hi, Raiders. If you don't know who I am Spanky. I like to ramble. Today, I'm doing a boss tier listing of every single Souls boss, including Elden Ring, Sekiro, and Bloodborne. I'm just on Sekiro now, and then I'm moving on to Elden Ring, and then we're all good. I'm also 1/3 of the Victory Achieved podcast, which is also hosted by Saibaka. So, ain't that nice? I hope your evening's going well. Where was I? Yeah, Guardian Ape, Headless Ape. It's essentially the same boss fight, and it's probably the most fun in Sekiro. In fact, now I've said that, I might got Genichiro down this here. In fact, I will, because I hate the lightning reverse. Sorry, Genichiro, you've just been demoted because I remember Guardian Ape exists. Yeah, going to bed, mate. No problem, mate. Thank you very much. I hope work's fine for you tomorrow. I appreciate the raid, buddy. I appreciate the raid, mate. Thank you very much, man. Go check out Saibaka if you don't already, chat. It's safe. It's 1/3 of the Victory Achieved podcast. Link below in the About section. You lucky extra. Corrupted Monk. Corrupted Monk. I'd say better than average, but not brilliant. His fight's fine. Can go on for a bit if you're playing it wrong. But the fight itself is fun. Yeah, I think hype's... I think second to last is the... second to top is the best here to put Corrupted Monk. So much can really say about it. Great Shinobi Owl is... okay, but a little bit... yeah, it's just okay. Not great, not crap. It's just there. Considering he's like one of the driving force behind the main plot, I don't think his fight was all that great. Same for Emma the Gentle Blade. But Emma's quite easy once you get a pattern there. But again, not a tough fight, not a bullshit one. It's there. Ishinashina, you fight straight after Emma. But I gotta tell you, I don't really like his fight as much. I'm gonna drop him down to Roly Poly Away. He's harder, but you think that'll make him better, but I think it actually makes him more bullshit. There's a lot of bullshit around Ishin. He's not terrible, but he's not great. So, yeah, he's gonna go in the Roly Poly pile. Yeah, I think so. True Monk. True Monk's health bar is obnoxious. And it's essentially the Corrupted Monk. But Corrupted Monk at least only have one health bar. True Monk's got too many. Again, it is essentially the same boss fight, but he's not as good. He's not as tight, I guess. It goes on for too long. And not in a good way. So yeah, I'm going to put him in the same tier. Roly-poly away on me, Phil. Owl Father. I think what I said for True Monk and Ishin can also be said of Owl Father. He's a harder version of Great Shinobi Owl, but again, to a detriment, I feel. The more I think of the Sekiro bosses, the more I don't enjoy them as much as I do the other Souls series. Old Dragons of the Tree, that's not a boss. Divine Dragons a boss? What's going on here? Divine Dragons aren't a boss. They're just there. They're just minions of that one. Why have they got their own category? Yeah, they're going in the chips next. And you know what? I'm going to put Divine Dragon in Rusty's Cruise because again, he's not really a boss fight. He's more of a gimmick. All you do is like run up to him several times and just use a certain move to deal damage back to him. You don't fight him directly. The scale of it's fine. The actual arena itself is pretty impressive, but the fight, no. Demon of Hatred. The hardest boss in Sekiro, hands down. If you fight him legit, or you can cheese him. But again, it's just like the others. It's difficult, but stupidly so. It feels like... yeah, I just don't enjoy fighting them. I don't like hate them, but I don't particularly like fighting them either. Yeah. Great Serpent. Great Serpent isn't a boss. Great Serpent's as much as a boss as Ancient Wyvern is. It's just Metal Gear Snake. All you do is hide, it's not a boss fight. So yeah, you go there. Same for Great Coloured Carp. It's not a boss fight. It's just not. You dodge him a few times and then you talk to an NPC and just throw some food in the lake. That's it, it's not a boss. That's it. Oh, they really dropped the ball there, haven't they? And Ishin the Sword Saints. I will be honest with you. I've played through Sekiro several times. I have never beaten Ishin. And I now no longer own the game. So I'm never going to. He's very, very difficult. He has 3 phases. In fact, 4, because really you fight Genichiro first. And then you fight this guy 3 times. I don't hate his boss fight, but I've never beaten him. I kind of rage quit, but I won't hold that against him, so because that's more of a me problem. But I think that puts him in the GG tier. Beat him, well done, hats off to you. I couldn't do it. It's the only boss in the entire series I haven't beaten. And that brings us up to Elden Ring. Damn, we've made it here already. And by already, I mean after like nearly 2 hours. And nearly 2.5 hours. Damn. Alright, Soldier of Godric. He's a tutorial boss. He's got like 2 hit points. It's not a boss. A lot of these Elden Ring bosses are copy and paste. I don't think they've listed all of them. I might breeze through some of these quite quick, because I haven't got a lot to say about it. Especially as I've only played Elden Ring about 7 times. I haven't played it enough. Grafted Scion. These might be very quick. Grafted Scion is fine. Tutorial boss, you're meant to die, but then you fight them as a regular enemy. Yeah. Tree Sentinel. He's the first one you bump into in the overworld. But again, he's a reskin from time to time. I actually prefer his upgrade one you fight outside the capital. I think that's a much better fight. It's far more solid. But for that one, it's fine. He's kind of like the beginner's trap. You go to fight him and it just didn't work. The Beastman of Foreign Azula is a joke. He's stupidly easy. But there's really not much to say about him. Again, I'm going to say the word reskin a lot, but it's true, he is. He's just a standard enemy. He just happened to get his own health bar. Grave Lord and Duelist. Okay. Grave Lord and Duelist does go up a bit more in my opinion. Again, he's fine. He feels kind of like he should be in Bloodborne to a degree, or yeah, he's got Taraxis, swings them around. It's almost like fighting a regularly human enemy, so yeah, it's fine. Now the Ancestor Spirit, that's a bit more interesting. The fight itself is easy, but the atmosphere around it is pretty good. The music's good. It stands out a lot more. I know it's not an excellent boss fight, just the ambience around it, and they're not too difficult. I don't know, I kind of like them. I have a soft spot for them. I'm going to put them in the Kevin Heights section. Mad Pumpkinhead is really easy, and a reskin. Yeah, you're just a regular enemy. So, in fact, you just on your own are stupidly easy. So, yeah. Erdtree Burial Watchdog, again gets reused several times, but at least they build on them. They're not the exact same fight. I thought the design was a bit cool. I don't know, I'll just stick them mid-tier. The Erdtree Burial Watchdog. I think mid-tier is fine. They're not offensive, but they're not standout. Demi-Human Chief there, again, just regular enemies. But now there's two of them. Disapprove. If there was just one, then maybe, but two, at least that's something. The Rune Bear is just a bear, and the bears are a pain in the ass to fight, because they do so much damage. Yeah, Rune Bear sucks. Next one. Cemetery Shade. I like your design. Actually, yeah, I think you're about mid-tier Cemetery Shade. Cool design, but nothing outstanding. Just sort of there. I say a lot of that for the Elden Ring bosses. Erdtree Avatar. Right, I know it's the one you're going on. You're going on the GG one. Because, if you don't know, the Erdtree Avatar is basically just the Asylum Demon, the Stray Demon, and the Demon Fire Sage. It's the same boss again. It's just moved games. And they're all on the GG tier, so I suppose by proxy you go there as well, Erdtree Avatar. Yeah. Scaly Misbegotten, again, it's just a regular enemy. There's nothing to you. Jumping around and slash your sword a bit, that's it. Stone Giga Troll. Again, regular enemy, but at least you're a less common one. And I actually don't think your fight's too bad. There's a couple of them, and some of them mix up their moveset a little, so... I don't know, here I guess. I want to roly-poly away. There's nothing to write home about. Patches! I mean, come on, it's Patches. I don't care. He's going in top tier, because it's Patches. And he's in every single game. And this one's the only one he's ever been a boss fight in. And he's a lovable rogue. He tries to kill you all the time, and we love him for it. Yeah, Patches is top tier, if not the best boss in Elden Ring. It kind of feels like cheating, but hey, it's Patches. Who doesn't love Patches? Margit the Fell. Now we're talking. Margit the Fell Omen. The first real boss of Elden Ring. Well, Chef, for the hydrate, thank you very much. I will do that. Bit of old dandelion and build up, which is getting quite warm now. Cheers! Thank you. Yeah. Margit the Fell Omen. It's the first proper test of Elden Ring. And he's not a sodding copy and paste. He's a real boss. I really like Margaret Philomen. I think it's a fun fight. He's not quite top tier. He's not on the scale of, say, Passion. But hell yeah, he's a very fun boss. Yeah. Quite a large moveset. You sort of have to learn how to play the game in order to beat him. You can't just tank it. You can get a summon for him, but he's quite early game, so you're only going to have one talisman slot, so there's no real cheese either. I think it's just an all-round good boss fight. Oh dear, my nose is itchy. Thanks, hay fever. Godfrey the Grafted. He's kind of like Margaret the Fellow Omen. He's not quite the same boss fight, but feels mechanically very similar. But cool intro cutscene, looks the part, puts a dragon on his arm. That nearly puts him in top tier, but he's not quite the best of the best the series has to offer. But he's definitely up there. Flying dragon. Right, there's a lot of dragons in Elden Ring, and they all fight pretty much the same. So none of them are bad, none of them are great. You fought one dragon, you've nearly fought them all, so I think going forward, any dragons I come across are just going to go mid-tier. They're fine, they do big damage, they all fight the same. It's one of the few enemies that feels like, you know how I said like there's reskins of regular enemies? It kind of feels like that, but except the dragons are bosses. So it's just like boss reskins, but there's a fair few of them. Frenzied Duelist. Where did I put... I put Greyborn Duelist, and Frenzied Duelist is pretty much exactly the same. He has a different weapon. That's it. The fight mechanically is the same. Bloodline now that's something a bit different. He's very aggressive and hops around a lot. I don't think he's good enough to go in Kevin Height either. He's not on the same level as, say, Godric or Margit, but he is better, so... mid-tier. Say the GG for you. Let's see. Ancient Heroes Zymor. I'm trying to remember what your boss fight is like. And I tell you what, if I can't really remember how your fight goes, because there's a lot of bosses, I think my proxy, I'm going to have to put you there. I don't remember you being shit. I think you're just there. I think you might be the same as Onyx Lord, and Onyx Lord's alright. I, for the life of me, just can't remember your boss fight. Oh well. Leonine Misbegotten. Again, it's just another reskin. Except this one's got a slightly actually let's put you up to. Because you do drop a really good sword, and that's the only reason I'm giving you another point. You drop a really cool greatsword. That's the only, and your arena's pretty fun. Like a flooded castle. It's different to most other areas of the game. The actual boss fight is just an aggressive copy and paste. But your arena's cool and the weapon you drop's cool, so you get a point just for that. Black Knife Assassin is fine. A bit like Bloodhound, but not quite as aggressive. There's a lot that's just going to go in that middle tier. Tibia Mariner. Fight them several times. They're really, really easy. Although, I'm going to put you in the middle tier just because I like their design. I think they look cool. I like the whole sort of Sharon theme they're going for. Like the one that moves you to the underworld. They're kind of going for that, and I think that kind of works. Crystalline. Crap. Not that crap, but just crap. The gimmick is, if you beat them enough, their body will shatter and then they start taking more damage. That doesn't apply to shields, as I found out in my latest playthrough. But again, they're very underwhelming. They just sort of hop around a bit. Royal Knight Loretta. Now you are kind of like Tree Sentinel. So you've got a much wider move set, and your arena's a lot cooler. Not quite top tier, but your fight's a lot more complex. You use a lot more magics, and you're all around just cooler than the Tree Sentinel, so you're going to go there. You're going to go a tier above. Red Wolf of Radagon. Jumps around too much, never stays still, is dead easy, and again appears as regular enemies later on. I mean, I know I put Sif as like the top tier for good doggo, but you're not as good a doggo. Look, you're just trying to copy him. You've even got a sword in your mouth. You're trying to copy Sif. You're a pale imitation. Manala, Queen of the Full Moon. You know what? You have two phases. The first phase isn't great, but the second phase is so much better. It's very visually appealing. There's a lot of moves you're guessing. She's got multiple summons, which is kind of like how the Squalid Queen should play. It's not bullshit though. She summons dragons, but if you keep your distance, it works fine. And yeah, Manala goes up. She's on the same level as these. I'm noticing the actual Elden Rings, the actual sort of storyline bosses are going quite high, but all the other ones are pretty low. Magma Worm, there's about 8 of you, and none of you are fun to fight. In fact, some of you are pretty tough to fight, and I think the music may have stopped. Can we, you pause? Why have you paused? Unpause. That's twice you've done that. I don't know what keeps doing that. Stupid YouTube. You want me to do premium? You're not having it. Yeah, Magma Worm. They're not fun fights. They're just not. What do you want me to say? Perfumer and Misbegotten Laureate. Trash. Again, they're copy and pasted bosses, but now there's just 2 copy and pasted bosses put together, and they don't gel. It's just like throwing 2 random enemies in a room. And if the only Misbegotten's there is crap, then you being there with a man with a cloak on ain't gonna make it any better. Demi-Human Queen. You got a bit more about you, but not much more about you. Big. That's what the Skelly Misbegotten wish they had. The Demi Queen, I don't mind. There's 2 variants of them, but both of them are different enough. They're big, they cast some magic, respectable health bars. Yeah, it's kind of middle of the road. Godskin Apostle. Fine. Might want a Bodhi Pellet. Again, repeated too many times. They appear like 4 times and they're just fine. Crystal Spear. But you'll just that fight again. There's 2 of you. And somehow that counts as a different boss. You got different weapons, but it doesn't change up your playstyle at all. You can just tank them. They're the same. Wormface. Now, Wormface gets shat on a lot, but I don't actually mind Wormface. In fact, I'm going to pop you up to Kevin Hype, just to fuck with people. Wormface is easy, and it does do the equivalent to Curse, but it's so easy to avoid, but his design's different enough to sort of stand out a bit more for my money. And you find him at the bottom of an Erd tree, which always gives decent rewards. I kind of feel sorry for him as well. He looks so sad with his worms for faces. Bless him. Alright, Draconic Tree Sentinel. Right, you're easy enough. You are going up there, pretty much next to Royal Knight Loretta. Because, again, you like the Tree Sentinel, it's set to a buff version of it with more lightning. And it's pretty cool. Plus, you actually put up a decent fight in my common playthrough. So, for that alone, that gets you up there. Yeah, I quite like those fights. Ulcerated Tree Spirit. I've never died to one, and they're dead easy. but they're nothing like terrible. They're just there, but they're not even mid-tier on that. They don't disapprove. Use far too much. You fight them, it's got to be at least 8 times. Crucible Knight appears several times, but he's got a bit more about them, but I don't find his fight all that fun. It's very hard to get a hit in. You've got to be very patient, and it doesn't feel fun. You feel like you're playing a waiting game half the time. Starscourge Radon. Yep. I want to put you higher, but you are essentially a gimmick fight. It's all about the summons. I suppose if you find him one-on-one, you could put him up to top tier. But if you're using summons like the game wants you to, then he's just fine. His arena's cool, his design's cool, his moveset's cool. I know he got nerfed from the original version of the game, because I think he was stupidly strong one-on-one. And it got patched, so he's not as hard. Which may take away from your enjoyment of it, if you want a real challenge. Yeah, I think Kevin Hype, on the same tier as Margit and Dogbringer, I think is good enough place for him. Glintstone Dragon Smog, just another dragon. What did I say earlier? Mid tier, the fine, it's just another dragon. Bubbles Carry On Knight. You are essentially just Stone Digger Troll. Yeah. But you've got a hat. Yeah. You're just that with a hat. That's it. And a sword. But Stone Digger Troll also has weapons as well. Spirit Caller Snail is shit. If you don't know the gimmick, then Spirit Caller Snail could be a hard fight, but once you know how to deal with it, it's a joke. The idea is like they're invisible. You see like the enemy, but it's a spirit that the snails summoned. It's kind of like the Witches of Hemlich, but worse and easier. At least that was only one fight. There's several of you, and you're just regular enemies as well. So, nope. Omen Killer is essentially Capra Demon. And Capra Demon's there, so you're going there as well. What I said earlier can be applied to you. You've even got a dog in your arena as a sort of throwback. Bloodhound Knight. Aren't you just the same as... You're just that again, aren't you? You're just Bloodhound Knight, Bloodhound Knight. It's the same fight. It's just a different name. It's cheer. Sanguine Noble, regular enemies, cause bleed damage, but are oddly enough weak to bleed. Again, there's just not much to say. They're just regular dudes, they do bleed damage. Whoop-de-doo. He got bumped up for boss status. Mimic Tear. Now, Mimic Tear is an interesting one, because the Mimic Tear copies you, and you can make the fight as hard or as easy as you want. But you know what? Because you can make it extremely difficult, and it's got the potential to be rather difficult, and you're also the best summon in the game, I think for that reason alone, I've got to pop you top tier. Maybe Kevin Hype. I don't know. I think you should go there. I know if you like, you take your clothes off and go into the arena. This fight's a joke. Nah, I'm gonna leave you there. I like Mimic Tear, I think it's a good fight. Regal Ancestral Spirit, well, that is essentially just the same boss fight again as the Ancestor Spirit. It's pretty much the same. The attack patterns are slightly different, but it is all in essence the same boss fight. And I like that one, so I like that one as well. It's the same. There's a lot of hit and control X and control V going on. Dragonkin Soldier, big lad, but you just whack his knees. He slams the ground a bit. Not really much to say. His design's alright. Boss fight's just underwhelming. Valiant Gargoyle. Not terrible, not quite average either. I think it wants to be Bell Gargoyles, but it's only one of them. And they appear several times. They can fly away a lot, and the damage they deal can be ludicrous to the point of bullshit. Even if you got like 60 plus vigor, they can still like nearly one-shot you. Plus the fight where you take on 2 of them is... I actually did it first try, but I know a lot of people... I don't know. Fierce Champions. They're fine. It's just 3 NPCs, one after another. They're fine. Crucible Knights. No, this is the Crucible Knight again. Why did I put Crucible Knight? Crucible Knight's there, so you're essentially a stronger version of that, but there's not much more to say about you. I think your moveset's pretty much the same, except you've got a big sticky and you don't. That's it. Miranda the Blighted Bloom. 3 hash boss. Absolute trash. It's just a big plant. It just stands there. Does AoE magic, which you can easily evolve. It's not a fight. You just wail on it. Just move out of the way occasionally. Dragonkin Soldier. Just the same. Just a bit more health. Exactly the same fight. Adjudicator Virgin. Actually, I don't like it fighting you, period. And again, they're just regular enemies, but except one's got a health bar. But I normally just run away from them if I get the chance. I don't tend to fight the Adjudicator versions. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. Cool design. Shit fight. Kindred of Rot. Again, absolute trash. It's just 2 regular enemies in the room. Not 1, 2. They've brought the game at least. They put 2 in, but they're still awful to fight. Magma Worm is just the Magma Worm again. Is that name? That's not. It's the same fight. Why is there so many of the same fight? Demi-Human Queen Maggie. Okay, you are. I liked the other one to a degree. You're still not amazing. Where did I put you? So many bosses. Where did I put the other one? I mean, I don't know anymore, man. Yeah, fine, roly-poly a while. It's fine. Oh no, there you are. When I put you there, you're the same fight. It wouldn't make sense for me to put you any lower. It's the same fight. Red Wolf for champion. It's the same boss. It's the Red Wolf again. Look, he's just changed his profile picture. That's all he's done. So many. Yeah, I know, right? Full-grown falling star beast. Ah! There's something different. Some would say too many. Yes. And there are some that call them Tim. Falling star beast, I think, is actually quite a cool design. But not much of a fight. And the full-grown one is a proper fight. It's kind of like an angry bull, but with mandibles and a scorpion tail. So, and it uses gravity magic. But again, the fight's not brilliant. It's just fine. Godskin Noble. It's just used so many times. Where did I put the other one? Godskin Apostle. No, you know what? Actually, no. I find the skinnier version to be a more fun fight than the chunkier one. The chunkier one's just a pain, especially when he does his Sonic Spin Dash. That's just a pain to avoid. The God-Devouring Servant, Rykard. Excellent design. Really, really good. He's a giant angry snake, but he's also on fire, and his head's on top of the snake's head. It's cool design. He's so close to being top tier. The only thing is, it's another gimmick fight. It's kind of like Yorm, how you like, or Storm King. It's the same gimmick. Grab the big weapon, use it on him. That's all you do. You can fight him normally, but why bother? But the thing is, Yorm and Storm King are both in that category. So, I think of the three, the Storm King's still got the best design. And I would put Rykard over Yorm, design-wise. But for all intents and purposes, it is the same thing.
Hey everyone, how's it going? It's been a while since
That's
I've done
not
one
music.
of these, both referring to a minimum.
That's J-Rose 11. How long we got? 15 minutes, right. Alright, fine. No, not that. Technical difficulties, please stand by. Yeah, sure, that. Boom. Didn't see that. Right. Enema of the Pariah. Finally, something different. An actual fight. And just for that, for being in Elden Ring. And I actually enjoyed your fight. He's a proper enemy. He's got a big sword. He's got thorny armor. He looks cool. His fight's alright. He's going in the Kevin Hype section. He's better than these. Yes. And he also does bleed damage. And his sword's cool. Did I mention his sword's cool? Because his sword's cool. Godfrey, first Elden Law. His fight's surprisingly easy. But, all that said, his fight's really good. He's got a lot going for him. And he's gold. I love gold. Yeah, I actually really like Godfrey, the first Elden Law, the more I think about it. He can be tricky. He is hard, but he is fair. And once you get him down, he's quite a fun pattern to get into. You get into a groove of him. Feels more like a dance. I quite like Godfrey for that. Flying Dragon, it's another dragon. It's another dragon. It's just another one. It goes halfway there. Neither up nor down. Mad Pumpkinhead twins. You're just Mad Pumpkinhead again, except there's two of you. You crack. Clean Rot Knight. Reskinned enemy. It's fine. Causes rot. I hate rot. Rot's like toxic. Can piss off. Disapprove. Godfrey the Grafted. No, wait, you're not who I'm thinking of. I've already done the one I was thinking of. The fact I can't remember quite how your fight goes. It's not quite that. That's Godfrey the Grafted. He's the good one. So he's the not so good one who I can't really remember. So, but you're not bad. So you can go there. Misforgotten Warrior and Crucible Knight. Well, I put Crucible Knight around here. I actually put them higher, but I'm actually going to drop this down one. Because the Misforgotten Warrior just doesn't go. They don't gel. They're just, again, it's like the Perfumer and the other one. They're just like threw two enemies in. But it's even the same enemy. Misforgotten Warrior. This is the Crucible Knight. But the Crucible Knight is only fine. But throwing him into the mix just ruins the flow. Lich Dragon 40 sacks. Right. He's not your average dragon. He's a big dragon. And I tell you what, he's got some weight behind him. And the fight's pretty good. So he's going to go in the Kevin Hype section. A lot of moves. You got to stay on your toes. Yeah, it's quite an intense fight, the Lich Dragon one. So yeah. That's who you get for beating the Fierce Champions. You fight the Lich Dragon. And yeah, it's quite a good little spectacle. Quite like that fight. Better than your average dragon. Let's go Black Knife Ringleader. Fine. I put the other Bloodhound guys here, and he's essentially just that again. So by proxy. They're like the same group. They all fight very similar. So they're all like mid-tier. Borealis, a freezing fog, another dragon. But actually, not quite. Aurora Borealis here has quite a fun arena. He's got the whole Blizzard thing going for him. He's got a very good introduction. And his fight is different enough from the others. His moveset's different enough to put him up a tier. Yes, Aurora Borealis at this time of day, on this kind of tier list. Located entirely in this website. Tree Sentinel Giro. You're this Tree Sentinel, but you're not as good. Where did I put Tree Sentinel? Mid tier? Yeah, mid tier. It's that, but two. That's it. It's him twice. Omen Killer Miranda. The
This video brought to you by Pornhub. The best place for your wide peepos and wide PPs.
Hello, Blood for Fun. You know what? For a minute though, I thought that was my YouTube having an advert. But I got ad blocked. Don't tell people I've got ad blocked. Omen Killer Miranda the Bright and Bloom. Well, Omen Killer's shit and Miranda the Bright and Bloom's crap. So put together. Nope. How you doing, well, mate? In fact, let's you spent some bitties. Let's give you a shout out, Blood for Fun. If you don't follow Blood for Fun, he's a good kid. Go check him out, follow. All right, Agent Dragon. Ancient Dragon's got a very late game fight, but it's actually quite a good one. He's kind of like Lich Dragon, but he's again different moveset enough to justify it. So that goes in the Kevin Height one. So yeah, it's pretty good. Urgent Burial Watchdogs. Where did I put the other one? These are just the same bosses again and again. Where did I put you? I put the normal one there, and now there's two of them. So normal times 2 is still normal. I guess it's like times in by 0. Decaying. You're just a dragon. All dragons just go in the mid tier because they're not good, they're not bad. It's there. Knights Cavalry. Knights Cavalry is kind of like the tree Sentinels, except it's got a different coat of paint. They just come out at night, on daytime. That's pretty much the difference. They're generally easy as well. Bell-bearing Hunter. That's just an NPC. That's not even a proper thing. That's not even a proper boss. Come on now. Yeah, disapprove. Deathbird. I don't know what it is about Deathbird, but every time I see its face, I don't want to sound bad, but it always reminds me of Hitler. It looks like Hitler. I think for that reason alone, I should put you in that. I mean, the fight itself is fine, but it kind of looks like Hitler, so I'm going to have to put it in the fuck off category for that. Commander O'Neill. His fight's fine. He's got a couple of summons with him. It's like you and a couple of guys with him. His moveset's varied enough to put him in the okay category. Not brilliant. Nord Sorceress and Nox Priest. They're kind of regular enemies, but together they kind of gel okay. I won't disapprove, but I won't shout them out either. They kind of work well. Let's put them in the mid-tier as well. They're not awful. They do sort of complement each other. So I'll give them that at least. It's not like a sort of random mismatch like the Perfumer and Misbegotten Warrior. Margaret the Omen King. I mean, got Margaret the Fellow Omen. Got Robert the Graphics. You won the main game bosses. You've got to go there. Your fight's very good. Yes. Very good fight. The Fell Twins. They're just two enemies that are together. That's it. They're also a piece of piss. Disapprove. Blackblade Kindred. I'm going to put you there. Because I don't like your fight. You do a stupid amount of damage and your fight's not fun. Actually, no. Just put your bottom tier, Blackblade. I don't like your fight. Onyx Lord is kind of okay. He's just a dude with just wearing his pants, and you gotta respect that kind of guy who has the balls to fight you like that. Plus his moveset's okay. He actually puts up a fight. Onyx Lord is perfectly serviceable. Round Table Night Fight. You're just another summon. You're not a real fight. Roly-poly away. You're not a proper boss. Get out of it. Deathrite Bird. Again, just reminds me of Hitler. So. Commander Nile. Right. For my money, of all the bosses in the game, I had so much trouble with Commander Niall. I had such a hard time with him. I know I've put his counterpart on here earlier, Sailor GG, but he's a lot easier stats-wise, Commander Niall. But it's actually a fun fight. It's essentially got two phases. He summons in two guys, and they're very difficult to deal with. And then he fights you one-on-one, but he changes his entire moveset. But it's one of those heart-pounding type fights, and it's pretty intense, and I like it for that. Esker the Priest of Blood. Perfectly serviceable. You do bleed damage. It's not a lot to say about it, so mid-tier. Moog Lord of Blood. A lot of people put you top tier, but I'm not going to. Because there's one move you do where you cause bleed damage, and even after several playthroughs, I still haven't worked out how to dodge it. Your design's cool though, your arena's cool, your moves are cool. And I'll be fighting you tomorrow live on stream at 8 o'clock. No, 1 o'clock. So look forward to that. I'll be back for you as well. Yeah, you're all around a good design. Loretta, Knight of the Hallig Tree. I think I may have got my bosses confused. Because I put you there, thinking you were that fight, and I've realised you are not that fight. You are the easier versions. I'm going to change you. I'm going to drop you down, Loretta. Knight of the Hallig Tree, because you're like the spirit version of her. She's the true fight. I got confused there. Yeah, you're going there. Sorry. Melania, Blade of Makala. I'll come back to her. Putrid Avatar. Putrid Avatar again is just. It's just the. It's just the same one. It's the Demon Fire Sage and the Simon Demon again. Copy and paste in a different game. Great Worm of Fordich. You're just the Great Worms again, and I don't like your fights. Magma, yeah, it's the same fight. Magma Worm, Great Worm. Magma Worm again, same fight. Putrid Grave Warden. You're just like the other Grave Warden fights, which were fine. So you go here with a Frenzied Duelist. You're just red flavoured. That's it. That's the difference. Astral Stars. Astral Stars of Darkness. I think's a good design and a good fight. Difficult, yes, but fair. Cool design, cool arena, and I've just spotted ahead of time Astral Natural Born of the Void, which is the same but harder. They're going to go the same. Pretty good fights. I really like their designs. They're really outer world. They feel like they've got a Bloodborne boss mixed in. So, yeah. Ancient Hero Zaymor. I can't remember your fight at all. But yeah, it's the same fight. You're just blue instead of roly-poly away. Glintstone Dragon. You're just a dragon. It's mid-tier, just like all the others. Well, I'm going for these Elden Ring bosses a lot quicker than I thought. Godskin Duo. Unseen and Smoke, but crap. I know a lot of people hate that boss fight. Like, people get stuck there and sort of rage quit. When Godspin Noble's there, so putting him there with his skinnier counterpart doesn't make the fight better. Curseful Knight. Oh, I'm moving ahead. Fire Giant. Fire Giant I had a rough time with, and you may have seen me try and fight that the other day. But again, really good design. Stupid large health box, but it is a fun fight. I like how you utilise your horse more. The arena's big and cool. Some of his attacks are hard to dodge, but fair. Of all the giant fights, he's possibly one of the best ones. Besides from probably Yorm. Dragon Lord, that one, whose names I can never pronounce. Placidusax, I think is how you pronounce it. God knows. Again, another good boss. He's like a dragon, but he's got 2 heads. And he's very aggressive. It's about the same as Ancient Dragon, but again, different enough to be more standout. So the Lich Dragon, Ancient Dragon, Borealis, Dragon Lord, they're all different to the regular dragons enough. And they're all actually fun fights. They're all challenges. Crucible Knight, you're just 2 Crucible Knights. I know you say you'll do this, but it's 2 Crucible Knights. 1's fine, 2 is a pain. Disapprove. Manicraft of Black Blade. Incredibly tough fight for late game. But also a very fun one. 2 phases. The first phase isn't too bad. The second phase is basically panic mode. He's so aggressive and he's so fast. And again, it feels like a Bloodborne boss, but in a good way. Again, massively, massively satisfying when you take him down after like your 100th attempt. Very good one, that one. Let's see now. Sir Gideon, the all-knowing. I've never lost a fight to him. I think he's stupidly easy. Actually, disapprove might be a bit harsh. Roly-poly away, I think. Yeah, he's meant to be like have a massive moveset, but he starts talking to you the moment you get in the arena, and before he's even finished talking, you've taken out half his health bar. I've never lost a fight to him, and he doesn't put up much of one either. But he doesn't do anything that's bullshit either, so yeah. Horvaloo! Penultimate boss fight. Got a lot going for him. He would very nearly be top tier, if not for the fact he's got one move that can pretty much one-shot you, and it's kind of bollocks. But all in all, he's got a really wide move pool. And like Malika, when you finally beat him, it's really, really, you feel like you've accomplished something. It's very satisfying. Which leads us to, I suppose I can't avoid it any longer. Millennia. I'm not sure where to put Millennia. Good boss fight? Great boss fight? I don't know. I think she's too hard to be all that fun. I might just have to stick her mid-tier. I don't normally say this about bosses because I have beaten her, but it didn't feel satisfying when I finally did. It was more of a, oh Christ, thank God that's over kind of feeling. It feels like they've made it too hard for her and good. It's like they went above and beyond to try and make the hardest boss in the series, like harder than Kos. I think she is harder than Kos. But I don't think she took me as many attempts on the last time I did it. But she didn't feel as fun to fight. I think her waterfall dance, although like now iconic, is also absolute horseshit. And the Scarlet Rot doesn't help as well. I want to put her higher up because I know how people love the fight, but I don't think she's all she's cracked up to be. I think she's difficult for difficult's sake and not enough fun one. Which leads us to the final one. Radagon and the Golden Order and Elden Beasts. They come as one package even though they are separate bosses. But they are the final boss. And you know what? This might sound mental, but I think they're really good together. I like both bosses. The one thing I don't like about the Elden Beast is the holy spell it does near the end. It's got a homing spell which follows you for 20 seconds, and it's got a lot of projectiles that split off from it. But from launch, it has been nerfed, so it's not as infuriating, shall we say. It's nerfed, but it felt right. It feels now the damage it should have done compared to what it did, which was, and let's say it together, bullshit. But now it's like how I feel they should do to Millennia and just tone it down a bit, which is what they did. But the two fights back to back, I think, complement each other really well, and I think it ties up Elden Ring nicely. So, yeah, I'm going to put them top tier. It's what the game's built up to, and yeah, it's just fun. I really like those fights, and that is it That is every single Dark Souls boss. Alright, I kind of kid. The Death Birds shouldn't be there. The Death Birds are fine. I only put them there for comedic effect. They're fine. They just look a bit like Hitler. they're absolutely fine. So, yeah, that's all of them. So the absolute worst, by a country mile, Southern Line and the King's Pets. Screw that area. Screw that boss. Don't want to see them ever again. They could completely cut off that part. I had to invent a tier list just part of my through stream just for them. Screw that fight and the horse it rode in, or reindeer it rode in, anyone. Which means the absolute tippy top ones, the best of the best, in my opinion. Before someone gets angry, Burnt Ivory King, the Abyss Watchers. That for me, they're the best two. Phone's Undead and Burnt Ivory King are the absolute yes. Completed it, mate. Yeah. Gaping Dragon, I suppose, should really be dropped down a peg, but I really like its design. If I had to put these in any kind of order, should drag them along. If I had to put them in any kind of order, I suppose it'll look something like this. Yeah, fuck it, that'll do. Oh no, actually, no, just drop Flameworker down a bit. Something like that. Yeah, so, how many bosses we got? So, if I'm gonna, somebody asked me which one's the best game, so I suppose I'll just have to take my picks from this and keep track, so, let's see. So, let's start Souls 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so there's 5 bosses in Dark Souls 3 there. Dark Souls 2, 1, 2, 3. 3 from Dark Souls 2. So Dark Souls 3 is winning. Dark Souls 1 is 1, 2, 3. 4. Although he's kind of a joke, so I need some Dark Souls 2. So Dark Souls 3 is still winning. Bloodborne 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3. Yeah, 3. Dark Souls 1. Oh no, I've done Dark Souls 1, haven't I? Demon Souls 1. Just one. Sekiro. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I guess then. That's alright, mate. I'm about done anyway. In fact, I've run over. So, and Elden Ring. Well, it's 4 there. I guess then my favourite Dark Souls game, just going by bosses alone, is Dark Souls 3. I suppose we have our answer. Followed by 1, 2, or no, 1, Bloodborne, tired. Yeah, Elden Ring and Dark Souls 2. There we are. That's it. Boss ranking. I had fun with that. So I'm definitely going to do a Pokemon one after this. So there we are. I think this went so well, I'm going to upload this to YouTube. There we are. Yeah. Alright, I suppose that'll do me. Quite now, Bloodborne. It's time to go. Time to go home. I did it, and I didn't die. And I'm glad I did an extra hour. Because I was going to do this in 2 hours before. That would have never worked. So there we are. Best boss ever, of course, is Dragonrider. He really shouldn't be there. Fuck it, it's my list. And of course, Patches. Good boy, Patches. Patches is best boss. No! Best girl is Bedgar. Good doggo. Good Sif. Good girl. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? Right, I'm going to wrap up the stream. It's getting on a bit. Right then, I'll be back tomorrow with Elden Ring, where you can see me fight some of the bosses I may have mentioned in this list. And I'll also be back in the evening with hopefully Serious Sang, but it broke on me tomorrow, so I may have to reschedule something else last minute, but we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, thank you very much to... Thank you very much to... Come on. Sorry, my screen's decided to... Thank you very much to Becky for the sub. Thank you for the Flooper for the raid. Thank you very much to... Racecar and Photo for the follows. Photo for the raid as well. Yeah, it's been a good one. I call this a success. So I'm definitely going to do another one. So probably next week I'll be doing a Pokemon tier list. I may do one, I may do several. I'll see how long they take. Thank you very much. Thank you, Shelf, as well. Right then. I'm going to probably go to bed, but I've got work in like 2 hours. And then I'm going to go to bed. But thank you very much. We are going to raid over to someone, so don't go... Oh, not many on. We're going to go over to Sabrina Solo Show, who is doing musics. I like musics. So, yeah, say hi to Sabrina for me. She is a good friend of the channel. Yeah, if you like a one-woman band, then there you go. Have some musics for your evening. Catch you later. Stay awesome, and I'll catch you when I catch you next. Hopefully tomorrow. If not, in the future. Goodbye now.